practicing violin. Other people are staring at walls.
Allegedly.
Carlos is trying to find all of his bookworms and ask questions, and that's where we left off.
Getting all my bookworms in a row.
Yep.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Indeed.
There was some dialogue over the week in the dialogue channel.
Yeah, somebody is
Dialogue.
really trying to get one more post out.
So it's really
I
trying.
mean, we can still get started, and like it can just be like a "this happened before."
Oh, I didn't
No,
even notice that you were
got
writing until I
something.
just switched
I got
to
something that'll take
Awesome.
1 minute.
it. Okay,
Do
let's
it.
do it.
I would like Val to at one point say he's sorry.
Why is Val actively watching the stream right now? Because if so, Val, I'm
No, but
disappointed.
his
in you.
girlfriend does,
Oh, his
allegedly.
girlfriend watches the stream.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
loves me, apparently. Oh, sorry, the phone's ringing.
Val never even apologized for
There is one
throwing
person watching, so maybe it is
fucking
Val's girlfriend.
CS gas at us in Liberation.
Wow.
He just cried no as he got gunned down.
He has a lot to answer for.
No, why are you killing me?
No, just
No, stop.
just in general, like we moved the entire op time just for him, and he didn't attend once. I would,
That's because it was mahi mahi fishing season. Sorry, that was the wrong flake.
yeah.
Wrong flake.
Kahi kahi fishing season.
Kahi kahi.
I mean, at least Guardian was like doing stuff and getting laid.
Yeah.
Eating
You know
deep
what?
dish.
I can almost excuse it, given the fact that he's being used as a
Like,
living sex toy by Instagram models.
He's in the military. He had an Instagram whore that he was banging, and I respect that. What's Val
was going
doing?
fishing.
Going to school? Okay.
He's being a nerd and getting good grades or some stupid shit.
Going to
I
school,
mean-
I had more downtime than I did when I was unemployed.
Yeah, but you're not a little Asian boy who needs
I
to
was
become a
just
doctor
gonna
unless
say,
he
but
eats his
he's
rice.
Asian,
Yeah.
and in school, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Val just doesn't want to hang out with his internet friends. He wants to hang out with his real life friends.
We're not cool
That he always
anymore.
complains about.
Yes.
Look, you guys all remember when you were young and you migrated through your like 5 or 6 internet friend groups until you found your permanent home, stuck being a fucking negative, pessimistic piece of shit like the
What?
rest of us are currently.
That's not how this works, Chris. I've always been alone.
I had
Hell
other
yeah.
internet friends before you internet friends.
That's what I'm saying. We're part of the before for Val.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
We're his other group of internet friends that he talks to his current group of internet friends.
Hell
Tells
yeah.
them about how we're mean to him all the time.
Okay, it's been 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We're
Has that been a significant delay, or has Xane been an active listener the entire time instead of actively?
Xane is actively typing.
Come on, Khutula, write faster.
Khutula. She
Get
used
the
all 8
setting
fingers
going.
instead of 2.
we're in a house.
You're in a big ass, super rich, dark elf people house, and you're all sitting around, hanging out, chilling. Isaac, I assume, is doing Isaac
Staring at a
things.
wall,
Yeah,
watching paint dry.
he's in
I
the
try
gym
to
getting
play the
catcalled
fiddle.
by women. I would assume. I feel like that's actually what would happen. Is Isaac is just trying to go about his day, and he's being uncomfortably catcalled by drow females.
Why? They want feeble men.
Because
Do they?
it's a matriarchal society, and there's this man walking around, and they're gonna catcall him and get him put down the sword. Come on,
Yeah,
over
you wouldn't
and
want a
sing
man
song.
who's just as capable as you. You would want
If
some
you-
weak, pathetic piece of shit
No,
who does chores all the time.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to reimagine
Yeah.
how
Think
that whole
about
thing
it,
would work.
Kardoc. Do you want to date a soldier?
Yeah.
Chris wants to be dominated.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I can explore the intricacies of a
Okay,
different
let's
social
not.
structure
I'm
without
sure you
secretly being-
can. The weird
We're
shit you
screaming,
do.
shut up! It was a joke.
Publish my fetishes online.
Chris always takes things too far.
Is this too early to talk about the foot monster?
Yes. Always.
Chris has smelly feet. That's what he means. Okay, what are we doing?
I'm playing the fiddle.
At this point in time, it's largely a player-driven step of the story. Whatever the next step you guys want to take, I am more than happy to launch into it. But you guys need to take that step.
I practiced the violin fiddle for the entire day.
I'm waiting
The
for
entire
Carlos
day.
to decide, and if he comes up to me to talk, the first words out of my mouth would be, "So have you decided on what you're doing, Carlos?"
As far as I'm concerned, you're all still in that library. As far as I'm concerned, Carlos, Vinshenzo, Nephis, and Khutula are currently standing in a general
We're in different
proximity to
libraries.
each other in the same room.
Liberate.
I don't think so.
You must not leave the grounds, Master Nephis.
Because Khutula was in the library, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I remember her being in the library.
Okay, Jesus
If I'm
Christ.
wrong,
When Carlos finds her, she's outside on a bench watching,
Okay.
looking over the courtyard.
Excellent.
I'm almost done
That
typing.
means-
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So
Take your
that means
time.
You two are outside, and then
I
Nephis
leave
and
the
Vinshenzo are
library.
inside.
Eh,
And Isaac is somewhere in the grounds.
I retire to my room
Why isn't Vin teaching Nephis how to fucking play the violin?
because he didn't
I
ask
learned
me.
how to play. I
Oh.
learned how to play the violin by myself.
Ouch.
Why doesn't Vin do anything?
Why doesn't Vin do anything?
You guys are pretty mean, but you're still my friends.
I don't know. Maybe Vin wants to go fucking do something with his family. I'm not gonna be like, hey, fucking come teach me how to play violin, retard. You've
Yes.
been away from your family for fucking months. Come teach me.
That kind of sounds like something Nephis would do anyway.
He wouldn't.
I
Vin
don't
wants
know.
to have stuff done to him by his wife.
Oh. I mean, that's realistic, I guess.
Like hand holding.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Damn, my jaw
How
locked up there for a
deviant.
second.
Ooh,
Oh.
hand holding really got him excited.
Yeah.
Your wife, if I recall,
She went
She
back
fucked
to
off to
House
go do other
Cairona,
things.
I think.
yep, and she left a bodyguard detail to make sure that you're safe.
You
'Cause
must not
her
leave the grounds, Master Nephis.
I don't think she told you not to leave the grounds. I think she told you to not go anywhere unescorted.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, from her point of view, no. Unless you want to view it that way, I'm totally cool. But that wasn't the intended remark. It was more the bring protection, bring extra loud, super angry protection that everybody will know that you're part of House Cairona and no one will fuck with you, kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
She wants her snuzzles to be safe.
Isn't that
Aw,
the same
pet
thing
name.
as not leaving the grounds without escort?
Yeah, but your wife is doing it in she's trying to be nice about it. She's like, "Hey, stay safe," but she's also trying not to like restrict you because she's got better things to do than chase after you. And she knows you got shit to do.
So don't leave the grounds. Got it.
All right. Message sent and
Am
received.
I stupid?
Yeah.
Message sent and received.
Don't go anywhere but here without escort is the same thing as don't leave the grounds without escort.
Without escort. Yeah. So you can leave the grounds if you have an escort.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought we were trying to clarify the leaving the grounds part, not the without an escort.
I didn't say that to Nephis though. Nephis just thinks he can't leave.
That's probably safer that way.
To be fair, I mean, if you were told to stay somewhere, would you rather kick up your feet and watch TV or go running around outside where there's people going to stab you? I'd rather watch TV.
I'm gonna go stab people.
Nephis is gonna.
Nephis' shit ain't gonna fly down here.
Nephis is gonna sneak out to play the fiddle above ground.
Okay. I said what I do.
But for real, Isaac, what are you up to?
Yeah.
We'll never know. I think he might be muted accidentally, or he's purposefully not saying anything.
Not in Discord. He is muted.
Maybe software or hardware.
Isaac is just passing time doing what nobody knows, not even Isaac. Eating roast beef sandwiches in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Chill is doing his taxes, therefore Isaac is sitting on a couch.
We've had like an entire year of suffering, and now we're in a nice place with nice accommodations.
I know.
So I don't blame him. Hell yeah. I think all eyes are on Carlos.
I'm waiting. What do you?
For what?
I roll performance for my first.
What do you think?
Touching this instrument.
Okay.
There we go.
I
That's what I'm waiting for.
A 5.
That's
You
what I was
play-
supposed to guess?
We already discussed this. Pay attention.
I touch the bow to the violin, and it makes a.
Oh.
What's that classic violin piece by, I think it's Beethoven. Anyways,
Beethoven's
Nephis
a
is not
pianist.
Beethoven.
I wasn't going to say you were Beethoven, but whenever I think of somebody horribly playing the violin, I think of like a 6-year-old butchering Beethoven where
A
they
pianist.
have the pianist. Whoever it is that does violin. Anyway.
Did he play violin? Did he?
I might be giving the wrong composer, but you know that very classic violin/cello concert
No.
piece?
I know he was a composer, so he composed for violin, but I don't know if he played it.
No. I'm talking about the actual, like, the musical piece itself, not the person who created it. I'm just using him as the reference for the song because I think he produced it.
Huh. As a young boy, Beethoven played the violin, often enjoying improvisation rather than reading the notes from a score. Hell yeah. According to Google. Or according to classicfilm.com.
All right.
Well, spotlight's on the two of you,
Yep.
Carlos and Khutula.
Carlos would nod quietly as Khutula shared her thoughts on it, and well, Khutula, I certainly appreciate your perspective on things, and it does assuage my fears somewhat, but I just don't feel like I'm ready to go through that again. It's even if he's more careful, I just don't know enough about this. It just seems too frightening right now. And now I just need to figure out a way to tell Vin this. He seems so intent on changing me back. I almost feel bad for disappointing him, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Well, I suppose we could always, I don't know, like see what exactly needs to be acquired, and even if we don't follow through with it, maybe we could receive payment or some kind of recompense for whatever, because I can't imagine whatever we need to go through this. Well, go through with this the shit we need. I can't imagine. It's very common, so we would probably get something out of it, even if we don't end up using it. I'm not sure. Ivan's a very, well, I guess hard-headed.
That is putting it mildly. He is a very strong-headed individual.
Large-headed.
A large-headed individual.
No.
Big brain disease.
Regardless, it is not his life to bargain with, I suppose.
Indeed, I suppose if it's a possibility, I guess it's always will be a possibility. There's no reason for me to be hasty if I feel uneasy about the situation. Perhaps I'll just leave it at that. Perhaps when I've recovered more from the ordeal, then I'll be more mentally prepared to do this ritual, or perhaps what Della reveals will actually not be too strenuous an ordeal itself.
Right, it's true. We haven't quite acquired all the information yet, so.
Well, I thank you for listening to me, Khutula. I think I'm going to search out Della and see what she has and figure it out from there.
She would nod and offer to tag along, as I need to stretch my legs anyway. I'm getting a bit stiff.
I would not say no to your company. Let's be off.
Away!
Away! Carlos would head to the library with Khutula.
The library.
Library.
So she's still in the same place that she's been this whole time. Vin, did you run off and do your own thing, or are you still hanging out with your sister in the library?
I retired to my room. I said that, but I would be around if people were looking for me, I guess.
I just wanted to double check and make sure I was aware of who was
I left the
was where
library,
already in the room. Yeah.
but I can be summoned to the library if I'm needed.
That's not my decision to make. But I know for a fact that Khutula and Carlos do walk in the library, and they do see Della still sitting there doing her thing. She's got a couple different books from the last time she was seen reading books, and she is well into this manuscript that she's pouring through, and there's a cup of tea on the table beside her that she sips from occasionally.
Carlos would approach her, but wouldn't say anything, not wanting to interrupt her concentration. He would wait for her to notice him.
Okay. I'm just gonna. She eventually notices you and turns around and sort of jumps a little bit when she realizes exactly how close the both of you are. And says, hello. I just finished reading up on a few things, and I have some good news.
Greetings, Miss Della. I apologize, I didn't mean to startle you. You just seemed so deep in thought, I didn't want to break you out of your concentration. But tell me, what have you discovered?
She takes a feather and uses it as a bookmark, closing the manuscript and placing it off to the side. You notice that it was it's an entire manuscript based on the surgical applications of specific gland of fire newt, or it comes from a fire newt because it's in common. But she turns around, she picks up another piece of parchment. She starts reading it out, and she says, I have several confirmed stories that correlate towards an ancient blue dragon of magical potential, great magic potential, living up north on your surface world, near the capital of Skukuri for the Lausan Empire. And as far as I can tell, it lives. I think it's on the northern coast. There are too many different descriptions of its den, but most of them seem to talk about a snowy, icy coastline, which I, based on the references, of course, she starts kind of babbling at this point, starts talking about like specific environmental details and going into how she tied it towards a region, and then catches herself. She's, anyways, that's the most concrete thing I could find for beasts that would be worth your time. Aside from that, I spent a couple of days, or however long you guys have been here. I spent most of my time chasing down tales that have either been disproven or don't have enough information. But I know for a fact, after discussing with a colleague, that I believe the High Elves once were able to develop a technique of polymorphizing people based on images, drawings, or paintings of portraits, such things like that. And the person casting the ritual could use that as inspiration. It got to a point at some time in history when the High Elf people were actually cosmetically polymorphing themselves to look different, whether it was like celebrities or like famous elves throughout history that had their likenesses preserved. So if you can make it there, maybe they'd help you if you have the coin, if they even still practice that art.
And these these high elves, they are in, what was it? Morrowind, perhaps?
Yes, the High Elves are in Morrowind, but I don't know how to get to Morrowind aside from through the Underdark, as they do have a gateway in Morrowind itself.
I imagine that would be quite the long and perilous journey in the Underdark.
She shakes her head. She's perilous? No. Long? Yes. Just shortcuts that are more perilous, but if you just travel via the highways, it's actually quite safe. Well, safe for Drow. I'm not quite sure about safe for surface dwellers.
Well, if worst came to worst, we could also probably charter a ship and just sail there, I imagine.
She scratches her chin and says, that's more your realm. I've only ever seen pictures of ships. I'm sure you could find your way through that better than I could.
Well, I certainly appreciate your assistance looking into this for me. These two leads, these the best you found?
The best for you.
Fair enough. Is she like offering like a packet of papers or anything?
You can see on her parchment, A, because you have eyeballs, and B, because she's not trying to hide anything. But you can see on the parchment that she was essentially like reading off of notes. And she only got maybe a third of the way through some of the information that was written down there.
Carlos would point towards the parchment.
I'll quickly state that it wasn't a consecutive third, like she was flipping, through like significant chunks of information. So I will point that out. Like she lists something out and read a bunch of shit and then skip 2 pages and then read something else.
I don't suppose you've written this information down for me anywhere, have you? I hate to forget anything important.
I don't think you... Do you understand the Elvish script?
I do, actually. I am fluent in Elvish.
She lights up and she says, "Oh, well, I could give you the relevant pages for the dragon and for the for the information I had on the High Elves, and she starts ruffling through some of the parchment papers and says, but aside from that, no, I've mostly just been doing research, not so much note taking. I've only been putting the relevant information down.
Fair enough. Anything you're willing to part with for me, I'd appreciate.
She hands you the relevant documents or the relevant pieces of parchment based on the information she collected from the Blue Dragon, as well as information about the High Elf things, the polymorphing, and as well as a few little bits and bobs about like cultural stuff. It's a little bit less precise just because she starts like half of her notes as you read them. It gets a little bit distracted and talks more about or looks more into the different kinds of mediums for visual like reference and stuff like that. She like has a fairly strange list of terms that you specifically probably don't know, but you can roll Arcana to decipher some of the notes.
Sure. Do you want me to roll that now?
Yeah, it's entirely up to you. At whichever point you decide to try and decipher the meaning of the Morrowind notes, you let me know. Because, the words are going to be around forever.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
as long as
probably
you have those notes.
Probably hold off for now. This seems like a later journey to Carlos. This is quite far from where they are and where they were planning to go next. So he would thank Della for the pages and all the work she's done in collecting the information, and he'd carefully pack the pages away.
She sort of sniffs and says, "Oh, don't thank me, thank my father. I'm just doing what I'm told."
Well, in any case, it is you who did this portion of the work. So, unless you have anything else relevant, I will bid you adieu. I'll cease taking up your time.
She doesn't really say anything to you, but she looks at Khutula and says, "Is there anything I can help you with?"
Oh, not particularly. I was just attending with Carlos here. Just following along.
She says, "Oh," and then like looks disappointed and turns back to her books.
Damn.
Khutula is just like very uncertain and just like I cool. You do
Yeah.
She just doesn't really know how to like
react to that.
Yeah. She like feels bad that she's like kind of disappointing, but at the same time she's like, I have no fucking idea what to say.
Carlos would pat her on the arm and then indicate that it's time for them to leave. There, Khutula.
Thank you for everything. And she like goes to leave.
Yeah. So yeah, next Carlos would go to find Vin. He wouldn't be opposed to Khutula remaining with him if she wished, but he by no means would try to force her to.
Well, she certainly can't go back now.
I guess I'm stuck with you, Carlos. All right, going to find
someone
Vin.
to come with me to the library to protect me from the scary lady.
She blew her only shot.
Never be cool now.
Hell yeah.
All right, yeah, ask a servant if I need to, but I wish to be directed to Vin.
I'm in
You
my
get
room.
directed to Vin. Yeah, you're told.
I knock on the door.
Ah, yes, Mr. Carlos. What is it? Have you decided on what you need to do?
Yes, I have. Although I'm afraid you likely not like it. But
Vin frowns.
Don't be like that, Vin. It's not that I don't appreciate what you've done. It's just I'm not completely over my ordeal of being transformed with magic in the first place. It's a frightening prospect to go through it again.
Yes, I agree.
I just okay. Well, I'm glad you see eye to eye on that. Perhaps in the future, if your father is still willing, I'll take him up on the offer. But your sister did provide some other avenues. It is probably neither here nor there now, though it's quite the journey, and it's probably something that would have to be done after our current adventures are done.
And what might those be?
Well, to be concise, there is...
Help me to recollect.
To be concise, there have been many collaborated sightings of a blue dragon north in the North Laosan Empire. Like I said, quite the distance. And there's also the possibility of seeking out the High Elves in Morrowind, and they might have some kind of less intrusive polymorph magic.
Ugh.
I'd have to reference the notes again to be more specific.
Vin hangs his head and lets a breath of air escape his mouth. I see.
Carlos kind of quirks his brow.
Quite the undertaking, Mr. Carlos.
Yes, that's why I am shelving that prospect for now. It's too much for the moment. We should discuss what we're going to do next. I believe we were originally intending to warn the Tarvians, but I imagine they know by now of what has happened to Nissia. Now I guess we must decide if we are going to take down the vampires, or try.
We are going to conquer Nissia before you... Oh, Carlos. You realize how long it took to get here.
Carlos would kind of shrug.
Perhaps my father could whisk us over there a little faster, but getting back here would surely not be an easy matter. Again.
It would be... I don't know I don't know what you want me to say, Vin. Do you want us to just stay here indefinitely? I mean, I guess it would make sense for you. This is your home. This is where you started, more or less.
Vin
Maybe not this
rolls
house.
his eyes. Yes, the house that has taken so keenly to you more than me within a day or so.
Oh, do not be so jealous, Finn.
Might I propose something to consider, Mr. Carlos?
Goes away.
You don't know exactly what this wizard, whatever his name was, did to you exactly. It could be affecting you like the mask with Anton. And here you have a perfect opportunity to be safely reverted.
Allegedly.
You don't trust me, Carlos?
It's not that I don't trust you, Vin. It's just that
It's just
not
what, Carlos?
I already explained. It's a frightening prospect.
Isn't it equally frightening to be in this hideous form done by magic that you done by magic that neither of us would trust in a million years?
Carlos would frown at Vin.
I'm genuinely worried about you, Carlos. It's not for my own self-satisfaction that I want you back to your old self.
Sometimes I wonder, but that is not the point.
Well,
He basically told me that he expected me to die when he did whatever he did. If it's like if the magic is even similar to what your father is going to do, I mean,
yes, well,
what?
maybe you'll die in a month, Carlos. A year? Tomorrow?
Well, I'd rather take as much time as I could
To die?
to live.
I want to make it real slow.
Carlos, you're misunderstanding me. I'm saying you don't know what that wizard's magic is doing to you, and while you did not die in that moment, perhaps your time is still numbered more than it already is. I don't think your new form lives very long as well.
Khutula would kind of like shift behind Carlos and quietly mention, well, I suppose it's true that kobolds don't necessarily live nearly as long as humans, and perhaps the longer you spend in this form may age you faster, even if you switch back.
Maybe.
Yes. Wise as ever, Miss Khutula.
In either case, I'm just not ready right now.
Very well. Consider one last thing, Mr. Carlos.
If I must.
This will be the last time that I mention this. Or I try to usher you towards what I think is in your best interest. I've brought you here to my home out of good nature and, you know, he doesn't say it, you know.
You know?
Good nature and with the best intent, and I've served you a solution and as best as I can, and you've declined in my home, one of my homes.
Are you implying that I should just go along with whatever you think is best just because you offered it?
No, Mr. Carlos, I'm implying that I am a bit offended.
How do you think I feel whenever you speak to me in the way you do, or look at me, or
Look at
any
you,
of that
Carlos.
nonsense? Indeed, Vin.
You've changed.
I have changed.
Look at the state of you. You wear this flashy garb, but you have this scaly skin underneath. It doesn't suit you. I mean, I would rather look upon beautiful elves rather than men, but it certainly would be a step up from your current situation.
Certainly base a lot of your thoughts on how things look.
The beauty in life, Carlos. It's one thing that should not be ignored. Anyway, it is your decision to make, Mr. Carlos. I will not try to assuage you further.
I would appreciate that. Like I said, I do appreciate also what you have done. It is just too soon.
Yes. Well, let's hope it doesn't become too late. Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. Okay. Fuck it. Nephis, you said you're hanging out playing violin for the whole day.
I'm figuring out how to. Yes, I'm trying to practice.
Yeah. So as you are practicing violin, two guards come, or not guards, two of the sword dancers come walking by.
That bitch.
It's not that bitch. It's two bitches, but not that particular.
Oh my god.
But they're walking past in deep conversation, and one of them is holding what appears to be a handful of glittering, almost like rainbow sparkly. It looks like shale or gravel or something. It's just a pile of different sized sort of objects that look like they're potentially stone, but they're glittering and glistening and rainbow colored. And they're talking about how there's not much more time left until it's all gone, and they have to go back for another run soon. As they're passing by you, you hear these things.
Okay.
Cool rocks.
Cool rocks.
Nephis does look out of the corner of his eyes, but trying not to be too intrusive and rude. Thinking back on what Vin said, he stays seated and continues to play.
Women are dangerous here.
That's not what I said.
No, it's be respectful.
Be respectful.
Use your manners, Mr. Nephis.
Yeah, don't talk. They're gonna be bitches. Can't fucking. I can't prevent myself from punching another bitch that talks to me sideways. Anyway.
Oh, that was a bitch from another house. These ones are all.
Oh.
Actually, I can't say that, but these ones are not the same one. The bitch you came up and basically treated Vin and yourself like objects.
That was some other like house or
Oh,
militia.
right.
or
Yeah, rival
something.
house.
It was a noble
First
female
Gregor.
from another house coming up and doing what she thought was okay, because it usually is. But it wasn't the sword dancers of this house. These are the elite troops that were helping you out on the bridge.
She did not recognize me. I'm Vinshenzo.
You know what?
This is
After
Nephis.
going back to touching the bow to the string, Nephis flares his nostrils and stands up and walks over to them.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Give you a piece of my mind. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me, I couldn't help notice those, well, I really don't know what they are, but they look very unnatural. Quite beautiful, honestly.
The two warriors stop and turn around to face you, and as they do so, you get a better look, and it seems to be a number of flakes of glass, almost the thickness of window panes, and the cause of the shininess is any ambient light just radiating and bouncing in 800 million directions, as per the science of light. And is among that, it's some of the whatever she had been carrying has crumpled in, not crumbled, but is essentially the consistency of dust, whereas others are large, almost. The best analogy I can give is like chunks of huge dried skin, like those flakes that you'd peel off, except it's this beautiful, iridescent, rainbow sparkly glass.
Like mica.
Like mica. Anyways, sorry, you asked what it was?
Yeah.
She turns around and she addresses you and states, This is the remains of or not the remains. This is the excess of a snail. It's got anti-magical properties and it's quite valuable. Some people even use it in medicines, but the snails are rare, so we're going back soon to collect some more.
What's
And
the
she,
snail's
giggles.
name? And not that it has a name, but what type of snail is it?
I love
She
that.
tells you that it is a
Very-
Kirith Makin.
Say that again.
A Kirith Makin.
Kirith Mac. All right. Thank you for sharing. And Nephis turns around and goes back to playing,
Quote unquote playing.
practicing.
They continue on and fiddle fuck off doing their own job.
Mac.
So Nephis and Carlos and Khutula, after big heart-to-heart chat, the decision to do the next action is, or what is the next action you were deciding to do?
We were deciding if we were going to try to stop the vampires after all, the original quest that we all started.
The quest of get my shit back.
Yeah, well, that's probably
Oh boy, my
Forgot that.
level 3 gear.
yeah.
My
Cthulhu
little
quietly
Shit.
Cthulhu quietly pipes up and is like, are we returning to the forge at all?
Yes, I believe we'd stop by there. It's pretty close.
It is not long to the forge.
Okay, because I still have some things I requisitioned to pick up. I wasn't aware it was going to be this long of a trip and didn't think much of it.
Surely they'll hold whatever accoutrements they procured for you.
So yeah, I imagine the next course of action would be to gather up the group in its entirety and discuss what everyone wants to do next.
Yes.
Guy. Nephis stops playing and returns to his room to put away all his stuff. And he meets with everybody when they're all meeting.
Yeah.
Awesome. You have all meted. You're at there's a nice dining hall.
Met.
They got a continental breakfast.
Dinner.
Except
Wow.
it's for whatever time of the day it is. It's about lunchtime now, I'd say. It's like a nice buffet lunch.
Tiny sandwiches.
Yeah. Little sandwiches.
Cucumber sandwiches.
You have a choice between Italian wedding or pastrami.
Is Della there?
She's at lunch, yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
Tula gains +2 awkwardness.
She has the same manuscript with her. She's off in the corner drinking tea and eating lunch and reading a manuscript.
So long as everyone was present, Carlos should bring up. Well, everyone, I think it's time we decide what we're going to be doing next. Are we going to be continuing to Tarvians, maybe coordinating with them, or do we still want to try to stop the vampires?
That's what they told us at the monastery. Head to Vales, or what was it? The order? It was head to Vales.
The Order of
Yeah,
Souls.
Vales
or
Forge,
some
and
shit.
then yeah. We went to the library. We made it to the forge.
The Sanctuary of Souls?
Yeah, that's what it was.
The logical next step would be to go to the Tarvians.
Artemis Fevriel.
What?
The first guy, he was Sanctuary of Souls.
I'm talking about the monastery that we got rescued at, where we
Oh.
left Ludwig and Peter. They told us to go to the library, the forge, and then
they're
the
the
Tarvians.
Order of Souls? Damn, they got really...
Nope, sorry, they're called the Triad.
Because they got the guys, the
We got
triads.
The three guys.
They're helping
Yeah,
us
it's a
take
Chinese
down.
mafia.
They're helping us take down Artemis Fowl.
Hell yeah. If our next
Kill a vampire.
order of business is to truly conquer all of Nicia, I would like to consult with Lady Cairona first. See if
To what
we
end?
can... What?
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
To see if any assistance can be provided. I do not think this is a small undertaking.
Neither do I, but I do feel like we have grown since the last time we've been there.
Even with your
Don't say it.
silvered weapons and whatnot.
Oh, yes. With our silvered weapons.
Yes, and certainly the situation in Nicia has grown as well. Their hold over the land, people.
Perhaps we could coordinate with the Tarvians and perhaps with Vin's wife and whatever she provides, and perhaps they could provide some kind of distraction while we slip in and take out the leaders.
My wife's work is here, and she's not yours to order around, Mr. Carlos.
I was not implying I would order her around.
Good.
Anyway. I'm merely saying that if we had some kind of distraction to keep the rest of the Nicians busy, perhaps some kind of assault or invasion from the Tarvians, that would definitely keep a lot of eyes away from our direction.
I think we would probably be the worst candidates for an infiltration operation.
And why would you say that?
Because, Mr. Carlos, are you forgetting that the leader of these vampires has seen all of us and personally exchanged words with all of us? And they have agents everywhere, and they probably already know what our intentions are.
Well, it sounds like it wouldn't much matter who was sent then. I mean, they would probably notice outsiders anyway, wouldn't they? If it was Tarvians or whatever else.
They will certainly notice you, as well as me.
Well, they might notice me, but I doubt they would recognize me.
Yes.
Well, either way, we should probably still head to Tarvians and tell them. We still have time to figure out a full extensive assault plan on Nicia.
Yes. Perhaps they already have some ideas. Maybe they just need the agents to complete them. Which might be us.
Yes, whatever that being was I saw at the monastery with Vin.
My mind is clouded from that experience.
Vin grumbles.
Does anyone else have any input? Khutula, Isaac?
Do you have something to pitch in?
Well, they seem to be working with the Tarvians, or at least some of them. So I imagine if anyone can infiltrate them, they're the best candidates.
Yes, but if we alert the Tarvians, then it is likely that the Tarvians in Nissia, who have already been corrupted by the vampires, will be aware of whatever Tarvia has planned for Nissia, and that's assuming that the corruption does not stem even farther upward. The best case scenario.
And that leaves us.
And in-house Cairona, I suppose.
It's a shame that Anton no longer travels with us. He was the one that was so insistent on speaking with the Tarvians.
Well, I believe Anton's connects would probably still be reliable.
So hopefully they trust us to bring merely his word.
Yes.
Okay, Shoal's typing.
I would not take this undertaking lightly. I feel as though some of us among us,
Amogus.
Don't.
some of us lack the ability to readily see the bigger picture at play at times.
Well, the way I see it is, the vampires have already taken Nissia. What's to stop them from expanding their reach?
What's to say they haven't already?
All the more reason to strike at their heart.
Is Nissia the capital of Confluentia?
Nissia's
the island.
Yeah, Nissia is the island.
The island.
Nissia is the name of the island, yeah. As a quick recap, just in case anybody doesn't
Contium.
remember, Nicaea was conquered by the Tarvians from vampires 8 bajillion years ago.
Oh, it's a long time.
So essentially, as a real world reference, Nicaea is essentially like the British Isles, and Tarvia, again, Roman Empire. So they went in and they took it away from the British. And then now the British have decided to take it back and fuck up the Tarvians. That's not how I based it. It's just a real world analogy that I thought of.
Fuck
right
the
now.
British.
Yeah, fuck the British.
So glad the British aren't real.
Yes. Timora smiled upon us heavily. On our first encounter, I feel like we would be on our own if we were foolhardy enough to go back.
Well, I suppose we'll need more information, and I imagine the best source of that will be the Tarvian outposts. Perhaps once we're there, we can figure out exactly how surmountable this task is.
Yes.
And suppose we do tell the Tarvians and we don't go to Nissia.
That's also a possibility.
It's their problem after all. That is a good point.
I don't hold ties with Tarvia anymore. Nephis looks around the table.
Can't say I ever have.
Nissia is not my home. And he looks around the table again.
Yes, Carlos, what do you have ties with?
Not much anymore. Tristan's seen to that. he's in league with the vampires.
What
Maybe
about...
he's his.
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe he's the foothold leading the vampires off the island.
Yes, what about dealing with them before the vampires? I feel like that would be a much easier task.
I'm inclined to agree. Not only would we potentially not be facing against vampires yet, crippling their supply network could hinder them greatly.
Hell yeah.
So is it agreed then? We'll travel to the Tarvian outpost, get information, and figure out our best course of action. Currently, it might be engaging with Tristan,
Yes.
trying to dismantle his trade empire.
I must present our quandary to Lady Cairona. Then we'll proceed to the forge to for Khutula's sake. And then onwards after that, I suppose.
Sounds like a good plan. When do you predict we'll be leaving?
I do not know. Lady Cairona is a very busy woman.
Well, certainly she has time for her husband.
No, the matriarch,
Oh,
my
I
mom,
misunderstood.
in-law.
But, well, hmm.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be like matriarch Cairona or
Yeah.
Queen Cairona or something. I don't know. Duchess. I don't know what the levels of those are.
Well, perhaps we should just be ready to depart at a moment's notice then, and until then,
Duchesses?
until then, we'll just relax and prepare for the coming journey. It will be long.
No, I'm saying I don't know like what levels of like authority, like a duke versus a prince versus a baron versus like all those, you know. I think duchies are the smallest, and right?
Dukes are lesser than barons.
Yeah.
Barons would be
so-
lesser than princes.
Prince, as far as I've done,
But
as
there's
far
a
as I've
ton of
understood it,
them.
this is, yeah, I was going to say, as far as I've understood in my not so significant research of sort of medieval titles, Prince is less of a position and more of is less of a formal administrative position and more of an honorary title.
Wow.
So Prince, it's daddy's boy.
Yeah, all of his
Son.
power is derived from the king.
Yeah. You can have several princes, but prince in and of itself just means congratulations, you have family ties.
And it's more just influence rather than real political power.
Not necessarily, because there's like principalities and stuff.
Yes, that's true.
Depends what
Prince fart
what
blood.
system is in place, I guess. I really don't know.
The West Marches are using a feudal system.
Hell yeah.
West Marches. They march
Humanity.
shore.
Non-Tarvian humans. So there are effectively there are 4 human kingdoms that matter. 5, I guess. 5. Technically 5 human kingdoms that matter. There's the Rogerans, which are Spain, the Tarvians, Romans, the Dordians, which are Mongols, Laosans, which you haven't met yet. The West Marches is Western Europe. And then how many is that? 4. Anyways, you have in the east you have essentially Germany and Scotland. And then to the north of Spain is the Vikings.
Woohoo!
It doesn't sound fantasy at all, and I might have completely like shattered the glass of illusion, but that's where it's at. I think I did that a long time
You mean
ago.
Carlos Santiago is a Spaniard? Oh my god.
Yeah. He's
I had
Castilian.
no idea.
He's a Castilian from the Kingdom of Rogeron. The same way Tarvian Castilian is the Spanish of this world.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, every single time Carlos speaks, imagine him speaking like Inigo Montoya or some other Spanish person that probably is more
Like
famous than
Valrath.
Inigo Montoya. Yeah, like Valrath, he's Spanish.
No.
Hey, Vinshenzo, stop trying to
I
change
quit.
my body.
I quit the DnD.
What I do?
Great.
I quit. This is Chris's fault.
Cringe. I'm sorry.
I think that being a lizard is okay.
Hell yeah.
What did I do? Okay.
I'm broken. I guess I'll stay broken. Hell yeah. Okay. If the meeting of the minds has concluded, I would like to cast Sending.
Conveniently, Carlos is about to get sent ascending. I'm just saying this more so that you guys don't skip on too far ahead while I'm trying to count the number of words in this. But you do your sending while I do mine, because it doesn't matter to you what he hears.
Basically, I just use Sending to reach whatever servant in the house Cairona is closest to me, and I would have them arrange a time with the good lady at the nearest convenience. Please arrange for a meeting with Matriarch Cairona at her nearest convenience. That's less than 25 words. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
While food, Nephis pesters Khutula. Where's that little... I had the word in my head. Creation the dwarf gave you. Liking it?
She brings out the little creation from her bag. She's like, yeah, it's quite nice. I haven't had an opportunity to really utilize it yet, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he showed me there's this strange one. Looked like him almost. A miniature version. Whatever compels somebody to make something like that is beyond me.
Sounds like quite an interesting experience, to say the least.
Yeah. Nephis continues eating.
Yummy.
Nephis eats all the fish that's available. He gorges himself until he explodes.
Oh,
Nephis is dead.
we lost Nephis. Shit.
Nephis is dead.
Man, this assault on the vampires is going really bad.
Shit, we got a man down.
It's not so bad at Vin's house. There's all the fish you can eat. Nephis 500 pounds later.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Nephis?
Yeah. Good.
Vin, I'm getting you that answer very soon. I'm working on it now.
Hell yeah.
In the meantime, there's at least 2 hooks worth of things.
What time of day is it right now?
It is noon. It is lunchtime.
Damn. I have lunch with my friends and continue
With your friends.
conversing.
Hell yeah.
If we are to stay down here for longer, what do you necessarily do down here?
Is
The
this all you
wilderness
do?
is too dangerous. The wilderness is too dangerous to go outside. We just sit in this palace forever.
What spell level is Dream?
I don't have it pulled up right now, but you already gave me 1 spell scroll on it.
I like how it's such a foreign concept to Nephis to just like be in such a nice house and just do nothing all day.
Nephis, you've only been here a few days. Are you already so tired of being indoors for but a fortnight?
I admit it's cozy, but my legs just they squirm and they feel restless. I just wish to see the sky again. At least something different from the interior of a building.
Oh, hell yeah. Vin shrugs. Yes, I suppose I was born here and I've grown accustomed to it. I think you'll be missing a fine mattress next time you set up camp, though, Mr. Nephis.
To be honest, I'm kind of missing the forest bed.
You are an odd one, Mr. Nephis. Quite the character.
Nephis narrows his eyes. Well,
we come from different walks of life, it seems.
Aye. Nobility, the wilderness. Yeah. You still haven't answered me, though. What do we do? I know you have your instrument. I've barely taken to this. And he pulls out the violin.
Yes, you could play your new violin, or you could have a servant entertain you, certainly.
Entertain? I want to do. Not just consume. It's nice food, but it's unearned. Didn't hunt for it.
Yes.
Didn't work for it.
I'm afraid we're going to be here another 4 weeks, so.
What? I gotta get out of here.
I must procure something for the vampire issue. From my father.
And there's no chance of us getting to the surface? By what means? Can't we just go back to the forge? It's nearly a day away.
Yes, but you will need a escort out of the grounds and to the surface.
Oh.
It is my wife's order, you see.
Thought you said we couldn't leave.
Vin shrugs. Not without escort. She doesn't want any of us to come into harm. She recognizes, Mr. Nephis, that you are all good friends of mine.
thought we couldn't leave outright. Not with a guard.
You should have been more specific, Mr. Nephis.
I will stay another day.
Yes,
Nephis.
well, you can take the others and scurry off to the forge, and I can wait here a day or two for you to return. If you need a walkabout.
Aye. Nephis goes to practice his violin.
I apologize, Mr. Nephis. I did not want to distress you.
Yes, it's all right.
Do try to enjoy your time here.
Nephis goes to the mooncake room. The moon pie room.
Which one is that?
Oops, sorry.
There was one called like the big dome.
Oh,
In which house?
The sunroom.
The sunroom.
Yeah.
Aye.
Artemis's laboratory.
He might be talking about that one ballroom in the Cairona house.
The lunar ballroom.
Yeah.
Lunar ballroom.
I swore there was I think it was the sunroom in this one.
Yeah.
The sunroom is in House Helvani. The reason it's called the sunroom is because it's one of the highest places in the castle itself that actually catches the sun rays, and it's built in such a way that the rays of the sun disperse and cover the entire whatever side. Oh god, I gotta think of south side of the room in this beautiful orange glow, because it takes the sunlight and basically spreads it around. That's why it's called the sunroom, because it feels like it's daytime.
I
quite
go in
magical.
there and I begin practicing.
Wouldn't it be the east or west side? Or whatever.
And because the tunnel goes down north, so the only way that the sun's rays enter into the facility is through the north, which means that you're not getting like sunset. The color of it is from the glass of the structure. The light part comes from whatever sunlight filters through from the surface.
Right, but doesn't... This is getting, like, stupidly artistic, but, like...
It's fine. I'm happy being autistic.
Wouldn't the sun have to be in a certain position to shine down, like, a staircase hallway?
Yes, but I'm basing this off of the concept that it is a giant fucking hole in the ground at an angle, and I'm not specifically talking about, well, sometimes there are direct sun rays, but other times it's just, the light of the surface.
Right.
You are, like, when you're farther towards the surface of the cave, you can actually see the sun. This far back at House Helvani, seeing the sun means that you actually can, like, at the very top of the sun dome, you receive the last rays of the indirect sunlight that's filtering through from the surface.
Right.
So
But-
the sun room is not called the sun room because you actually can see the sun. The sun room is called the sun room because it's the place where you can actually enjoy natural light, and it is diffused to look beautiful and orange because your family is rich.
Right.
And they can do
There
things
was
like
little
make a
tiny
nice
sun
sun
in
room.
there.
But it's on the south side of the room, which means the window is on the north side of the room, right?
No, the south side as in like the southern exposured face, because in my brain, and I'm doing this entirely from like a visual brain picture as how I'm describing the angle of the sun here. But the tunnel descends in a northerly direction. So the south side of your house is the only side that is exposed to the cavern entrance. Therefore, the only side of your house that is going to actually get natural sunlight from the surface is the south side.
I don't get it,
Because
but okay.
the tunnel goes down north.
It'd be cool if there was like a big old magnifying glass that like narrowed all the light into like this big old false sun, and then it shines everywhere.
Into my
That'd be
eye.
awesome.
Into
Yeah, look
your
at it.
eyes.
I'm just
Prism.
staring at it.
Vincenzo's dad put a lot of time, money, and effort into a giant magnifying glass that can inconvenience another member of his race because they're sensitive to light.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you can like have like an aperture with a dial, and then you can turn down the
The
sun.
Drow super weapon.
Ow, my eyes.
It's like that James Bond movie. Die Another Day or whatever. Or no, that's not it. Tomorrow Never Dies. I don't know. One of the more modern ones. Where the guy has a giant satellite that reflects sun and he melts the earth with it.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
That would be
yeah, I'm in
awesome.
that room and I practice. I'll roll for performance to see how good I do this time in practicing.
Okay. I will point out, just in case it matters to you, but this is the place where Vincenzo's dad does hang out, so like it's not an empty room.
And does his
Oh.
work.
But
You're in
You never-
Dad's
but it
office
is-
playing video games.
Dad's office practicing violin.
Oh no! I got a 14.
He doesn't care.
That's
Must
a
be good
solid
enough.
roll.
Secretly reminds of when his son was a child, would come up and play music while he was working. So he's
Back
Aw,
when
my
he
little
disowned
man.
me.
You made him nostalgic.
yeah. You made Vincenzo's dad nostalgic.
He wipes a single tear from his eye.
My boy.
Where's
Okay.
Vin right now?
I'm around.
All right, I find Vin.
You find him.
All right, Vincenzo, I've recently received a message from our friends in the guild. They say that the guild is unified against Tristan Valeriano and his company.
Which guild is this, Mr. Connor?
You know which guild it is, Vinshenzo.
Well, people like me
Do
deal
not
with
be
many
coy with me, Vin.
many different guilds.
Do not be coy with me. Anyway, they say that there is trouble stirring everywhere. It's possible that the vampires aren't content with Nissia any longer, and perhaps they're using Tristan to extend their reach outwards. I think we are right in targeting him first.
Yes.
I let them know of our situation, that we're trying to rally support, and where we'll be going next.
Oh my.
Just-
Dude.
For the sake of my Alzheimer's addled brain, did you
Huh?
ever inform your posse of peeps exactly what your life story / situation was in terms of campaign things that
Yeah,
happened since you started adventuring?
I've revealed quite a lot. I basically told them how how basically he got mad at me because I kind of tricked him out of some money, and then he basically drove me out and has been chasing me the whole time. And
Let me quickly rephrase
Yada, yada.
that. Are they up to date on the general intelligence behind your guys' like mission and adventuring? Like, are they aware of the whole like Nicaea, Tarvia vampires, fucking your super epic quest for the Order and all that kind of shit?
the Thieves Guild or our guys?
Your posse of peeps, Dickface, the twins, that orc, and the Dragonborn. Thaddeus, not
That's the
Dickface.
guild.
Sorry.
The
They're
guild.
Not, they aren't the guild.
They're
Oh, the guild, shut up.
local-
They're the guild.
The local
Anyway,
outfit.
Yeah, I think so.
I
I
knew
think
what
we
you
let
meant,
them know what
Kardoc.
was going on. Yeah, thank
Just
you.
wanted to double check before I sent a potential response.
I
didn't want to,
remember.
like-
I remember sharing what's going on with them in my mind, so I think it happened. That's how I remember it.
I didn't want to assume and then just suddenly retcon into existence that they know everything.
We gotta
'cause
go
I
to
know
the
everything.
archive.
Uh,
30
better spend
sessions
5 hours
ago.
researching.
Let's not do that tonight. That'll be a me thing later. I don't even want to do that. Oh fuck.
Ever.
Ever. I
It's
love the
fine.
archive, but that's so many hours.
Carlos would probably be like telling stories to Thaddeus like while like in our downtime. Like we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, and
Hell
Thaddeus
yeah.
is probably telling stories too, so shit's good.
This one time at guild camp,
Okay, sorry. Carry on. That's my last interruption for now.
yeah.
At any rate,
Where were we?
I don't know.
Sorry, I get interrupted by God
You're-
sometimes.
You're talking about how your buddies told you a thing about how Tristan is officially in league with the vampires,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were telling Vinshenzo about that.
Yeah, and how they're aligned against Valeriano, and I told them what we're doing. And I agreed with Vin that targeting Tristan is probably the best course of action we can do right now. And then he was about to say something, I think.
Yes. Well, yes. I must procure something very important, though, for our next move. I must remain here for 4 weeks, Mr. Carlos.
4 weeks? Oh my. Well, for what exactly? It's quite a long time.
I must procure something very important.
Not an instrument or something, is it?
Oh, well, I suppose you could call it that.
Are you going to reveal this to me, or are you going to just make me wonder until you...
Powerful magic, Mr. Carlos.
Well, I suppose we could do with powerful magic. Will we be able to make up for last time, though? Will your father be able to... You mentioned before he could teleport us, perhaps?
I don't know, and I'd be uncomfortable teleporting. It's a fickle, dangerous thing, I think.
I guess, Nephis would be more aware of how dangerous that could be, seeing the aftermath of that dwarf.
Although, if my father knows of any gates nearby, then it wouldn't be such a dangerous matter.
Yes, whatever, Well, in the meantime, what should the rest of us do, then?
I don't know. This is all your plan, Mr. Carlos. I'm
is it
simply
now?
preparing.
What about your, the matriarch Cairona? She wanted us to, deal with, Tristan's goons in the area. Have we gotten any information on that yet?
I've not heard word personally.
I
But
suppose that could be a decent way of passing the time.
we should probably deal with that before we leave anyway.
Indeed.
Wouldn't want to keep the good lady waiting.
Seems like that would be ill-advised, especially if she is, willing to provide us resources.
Yes. You've already learned your lesson about wronging powerful people, Carlos.
I don't know what you imply.
I think you do.
Anyway, let me know when you hear something.
Okay.
Carlos says.
Oh, cool.
Vin retires for 4 hours, taking a long rest.
Damn.
Okay.
No.
Oh, oh, you didn't like my pretty picture, Devon?
God damn it, how many times do I have to tell you not to draw on the fucking table?
Oh, I just
Like a child.
had this discussion the other day. Actually, I did this exact same thing. I should know better. I'm sorry.
Yes, you
Okay. Well, cool.
Get that dice in there, Chris.
Going in.
Hey, guys.
Look
Oh,
at
that's
the one
why.
face.
It's been Knave.
That's why it won't go in.
Ah.
What just happened?
Oh, it's mine.
That's smart. Okay, cool. Isaac, Khutula, and Nephis, and Carlos and Vinshenzo. What's the plan here? Vin wants to hang out for 4 weeks. Got a 4-week waiting time for something.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. I'm here.
Your beer. No, if you gotta go run off, you go run off.
I'm
You're on a
here.
long
I'm here.
rest.
I'm here.
Okay. Trying to get some semblance of an action plan, even if the action plan is wait for 4 weeks, just so I know what to do next. I just want to be able to do the next, whatever your next step is. I want to do it for you. I need to know.
Khutula really wants her gun.
Vin's
gonna
next
say,
order. Oh, go ahead.
I'm willing to come back and like wait the rest of the time, but I need my gun.
She needs her
Your days
gun.
travel one way, so it's not exactly like you're gonna be. Yeah, no, the forge is not very far.
Well,
It took you
Carlos
guys
would accompany her.
I think a day and a bit, or a little bit less than a day, but it's roughly a day's travel to get from the forge to the entrance of the cavern, or to the entrance of the Underdark cavern gate.
Tula prepares and invites anyone else to go.
Get me out
Yeah.
of here.
Are you doing this while Vin is long resting?
Goodbye.
I said
Where'd
I would
all
be
my friends
leaving.
go?
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay. I just want to make it one way or another the information is going to be passed.
What time of the day is it?
It's
Um,
noon.
It's still in the afternoon. I'm going to say early
Oh.
afternoon at this point, about like roughly 2:30.
Well, I'm sure Carlos, and I'm sure Nephis would also advise Khutula to wait until the next day so they have daylight for traveling. So
I was gonna say that, yeah. Wait for the morning and leave then.
yeah. We'd probably
Sake
tell
of
Vin
nothing
after
else.
his rest.
I will point out that you guys are in House Haldani right now, which is at like the bottommost part of the cavern. You are aware House Cairona is closer to the front door.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a lot of stairs
case-
to climb, old man.
In case you had
so-
forgotten, in case that changes anything, I just to point out the environment for the sake of pointing out the environment.
So are you trying to tell us that basically the travel time of 1 day is only from the cavern entrance to the forge? So we'd have to account for travel time from inside to outside?
I did initially say that, but it doesn't really affect things either way. I'm just more for pointing it out. I mean, you're going to arrive later in the day. Like, you know, if you leave from House Haldani, it's going to take you longer generally. But a day's worth of travel, you'll still get to the forge. It's just
Well,
gonna
I
be,
don't want to go to that fucking place alone.
Oh.
Oh,
Nephis needs to retrieve his horse from the front gate. So Nephis tomorrow is going to fucking morning go to the front gate. Probably rest of it's going to take a whole fucking day of stairs. And then go to the forge.
I mean, it's miles upon miles worth of slope, so there's not really many stairs. It's actually just sort of a street on an incline.
You said stairs. Whatever
That's
it is,
even
the
worse.
incline.
No, Vin said stairs. Vin said stairs. I did not. Vin said
You
stairs.
all
This is
sound
true.
the same.
Seeker said stairs.
Oh.
As a joke. As an old person
Can't tell the
joke.
difference.
Oh.
Open your ears, old man.
You're fucking years old, man.
Vin informs the others he will wait for them at House Cairona and he'll check in with someone in the middle of each day that they're gone.
Damn it.
Hey.
Via magic.
Yeah.
Oh. Does anybody want to be the message receiver?
No.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
sure.
I'll check in with you, Mr. Nephis. At noon
Aye.
every day that you are gone. You'll be gone 4 days?
Whereabouts, however long it will take us to get back up these inclines.
I feel like if there was like a ton of traffic up and down this area, it would be stairs. Or maybe they'd set up like a minecart, like Minecraft minecart booster.
Power rails.
It'd probably be something like stairs on the side and then like a slope in the middle for like horses and stuff.
Imagine, if you will, San Francisco.
Gay.
Except no. Don't think of San Francisco in terms of the people who live there.
Wow, there sure are a lot of homeless here.
Yeah.
A lot of meth. Maybe San Francisco is a really bad analogy. Maybe I won't use anything other than just imagine, if you will, a large ass fucking city. Any city has main thoroughways that are designed for high volumes of traffic. These main streets would not have stairs. However, given the fact that the city is built all around the walls, floor, and ceiling of this cavern, of course there are stairs in places. And given the fact that you guys are currently in a castle hanging / built into a stalactite on the ceiling, yeah, there's like generally there's either stairs or sloped pathways or something. But it's a huge ass city. If you really want to avoid stairs, there are ways to do it. If you don't care about stairs, there are ways to do it. If you only want to take stairs, there are ways to do it. It's a city. If you
Okay, go to
if
the
you want to
forge.
efficiently and expediently get from one place to another, there's a way to do it. Don't worry about the stairs.
I never was. You were worried about the stairs.
I was not.
You were.
There are a lot more other people than myself talking about stairs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. It will take you exactly 1 day of traveling to get to the forge. Between whichever place you leave from in terms of House Helvani or House Cairona, the members of the party are escorted to the front, to at most the front gate. So if you're going to go travel between the houses, cool. Traveling right to the front gate, you are under armed escort until you leave the city. I should rephrase that. You are under armed escort outside of house grounds for both Cairona and Helvani until you leave the city. So, I'm going to assume, seeing as Isaac is heading out, Nephis is heading out, and Khutula is heading out, that you guys are you heading out too? I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't.
I said so.
He didn't hear you.
He said it first.
We all sound the same.
Yeah, you all sound the same.
Shut up.
Hey guys, I'm.
Oh my god.
Was that me?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys traveled a day to the forge. And you make it. No issues.
Nice.
Midway through the day, Vin, your message appointment would come through, whatever that looks like. Just gotta pee real
Whatever that looks
quick.
like.
You keep going.
Aye.
Ah, the forge, we're here.
Excellent.
It's beautiful.
Time to see this gun you've been talking about.
It's not a gun, it's a suncaster.
Whatever, sun gun.
Oh, are we on hold again?
I don't know. Chris went to go pee-pee, but he said that you can send your message to me to let me know that I'm okay.
I did that.
Am I okay? We've made it to the forge. Ellipses. I used 20 characters of ellipses. 25.
I stay at House Cairona.
Upon getting to the forge, Nephis looks to the group. Well, you guys can make your way into the forge. I'm gonna head back to this lake that I found when I was last here.
All right, well, don't be gone too long. Khutula, do you know when you'll want to depart?
I mean, I just want to get my thing. I don't really have anything else to do here.
Perhaps then I could shelve it for now.
Well, I mean, we have 4 weeks before Vin has whatever nonsense he needs. There's no reason to deny you going to the lake.
I wouldn't want to hold everyone up.
Khutula shrugs. It's not like we're not really up to much else.
All right.
Synchronized shrugging.
And if that's the case, perhaps you'd want to accompany me to the lake.
Aye.
Nephis raises his eyebrow and nods. Then I'll wait out here.
Why does everyone sound the same?
We're all the same.
We're all the same.
Alright, I go and visit the fucking dwarf and gnome. I forgot their names.
The Sunblaster Crafter.
I have their names. Their names are Thoric and Timwo. Yeah, and they have your Suncaster.
Outstanding.
And it's ready, and they're like, when you show up, seeing as it's been several days, they have to like spend a little bit of time searching through piles of shit. Not literal, but you know, essentially just crap on their workbenches, and they finally find it, digging it out of a bunch of parts and say, here it is.
Oh, wonderful. Do you have anywhere I might be able to test it out, or should I just head off and
they lead you to a place towards the if you remember correctly, I don't remember if I ever described this, but there's a big ass fucking like magma waterfall,
Kind of.
So they have like a balcony near there, and then they have a sub balcony with a bunch of what do you call them, ale caskets, and they and you can tell, given the state of violent disassembly of several of these caskets, this is where they test a lot of their equipment.
hell yeah.
And there are several lined up for use.
Shoot it into the waterfall so it splashes everywhere. Magma.
Oh yeah. What happens when you shoot the sun into a magma waterfall?
Alright, she heads off to the where she thinks she should fire from, and she's like, alright, well, anything I should know before I give this a shot?
The dwarf chuckles and says, no, give her a go.
Alright, she braces it against her shoulder, the stock against her shoulder, and she aims and she fires.
Make me a ranged attack.
My eyes. Nephis is outside.
Do I add dexterity or anything to that?
It's a ranged attack. That's your dexterity.
Okay, just making sure 'cause it's a gun.
Is she proficient in it?
Nope. I
She's
can't
not
imagine
proficient in Suncaster. This is not a standard piece of equipment.
Fair enough.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Suncaster explodes in her hands.
I got a 9.
9?
That fucker kicks like a mule and knocks you on your ass. The Suncaster itself goes flying out of your hands and cartwheels through the air. And, like clatters off the ground.
Carlos.
Causing Timo to like rush over as if her child was like thrown carelessly. Ah! And she runs back, and the entire time the dwarf is just
Oh my god.
Carlos. 9, that's quite a kick.
Carlos checks to see if Khutula's okay.
Did you go with me?
Yeah, I was tagging along. I'm small though, so you probably didn't see me.
No, I didn't. You're right. You're small and sneaky.
Yeah.
She
Accidental
kind of
stealth.
like gets herself up and dusts herself off. Well, I can't pretend you didn't do a good job with something like that. I can't imagine what it's like to be on the receiving end.
Carlos looks to see if she hit the target.
Oh no, way wide. You do, however, see a fucking sizzling scorch mark in the stonework behind the caskets.
Well, if you can actually manage to hit anything with that, I'd say it'd probably be dead.
Well, I learned a rapier. I can figure how to point this at something and put a hole through it.
Okay, so the dwarf returns. The dwarf Thoric comes back to you with the Suncaster. He says, "It's okay. Everything's all right. You didn't break anything." And he shows you how to cycle the Suncaster and load the next charge in, and then shows you how to. Well, he explains to you how to properly restore the energy of each of your little crystal shards.
Mm-hmm. Khutula
then-
listens careful. Sorry,
and then he then provides you a little bit of instruction on like how to fire the Suncaster properly, seeing as you demonstrated the way not to already once. So he shows you how to do it properly and
Well,
offers you to take another shot if you wish.
not like she's ever fired a gun before or even seen one.
Right.
Suncaster.
She takes him up on his offer and attempts to fire once more.
Carlos watches, but at a little further distance this time.
Ooh, 20.
Unnatural.
Unnatural, yeah.
Okay, roll your damage, which is 4d6 radiant.
2, 3, and 4. $11.
All 11. All right, you
Does she add anything to that?
No.
Ah.
Yeah, I thought about it when I first designed this, but then I thought,
I think it's pretty good as it is. I don't think we need bonuses added to it.
Anyway,
Plus it's
so
like,
you roll, you deal 11 damage, and the visual representation of this is you hit the thing, this cask of ale, or this ale cask. It's empty. Who the hell's gonna waste good ale? Yeah, there's a dwarf around. Don't worry. This cask both gets incinerated and exploded at the same time. So
Oh my
essentially, you witness as you fire at this cask, the whole thing setting on fire and poofing into smoke and debris, and shattering chunks of like burning splinters against the wall behind it.
Khutula lowers the barrel and like rubs her shoulder while letting out one of the most like maniacal cackles. Just pure joy.
I'd like to see a vampire survive that.
I'd like to see anything survive that. Or, well, maybe I don't want to see something that would survive that.
I'm picturing Khutula like still sounding slightly unhinged.
Yeah, exactly. She's like fucking like adrenaline coursing through her. Not really, but like, you know, that's the kind of like manic sort of expression and tone in her voice.
Thork produces another ale cask from underneath a set of tables nearby. He heaves this one up onto the top of the table and produces from, you're not quite sure where, 4 mugs. I think there's only 4 of you, unless Isaac is silently staring at you guys in the background, which is totally cool if you are. I just need to know how many mugs to put out.
I'm here.
But where's Isaac?
I don't know. Maybe he went to go get another silvered axe, hatchet, or
We need
whatever.
to go do another air patrol
And eat a sandwich.
and eat a sandwich. We'll never know.
All at the same time.
Or
No, Isaac fucked off to hang out with the guards.
So 4 mugs of ale are poured as a celebration of the fact that the damn thing works and the customer can use it. Yeah, so you each get a frothing mug of ale.
Hell yeah.
And you notice that despite the fact that you were in like the armpit of the asshole of a volcano, it is refreshingly chilled.
Armpit? Yeah, so.
It's hot and humid, Carlos. It's hot and humid.
Oh, so like Louisiana.
Khutula says,
Yeah,
cheers.
it's a generally unpleasant environment in here.
Cthulhu's just like, cheers to your incredible work. Thank you very much. And she downs the ale.
Hell yeah. Carlos joins in.
Okay, well that's an entire casket you guys got to try and drain.
Oh.
Isaac's hanging out with the guards.
Khutula wants to drain it as long as she gets to shoot it.
Oh! Okay, Carlos, are you in on this kind of thing too? I mean, you're with a dwarf and a gnome. Like, drinking games and explosives, they go hand in hand. Almost.
Sure, why not?
Together. Okay, so
When in
when
dwarfdom, yeah.
do as the Romans do. So you guys are going to spend the afternoon getting hammered and shooting
things. That's
taking
excellent.
turns blowing up casks of ale, which soon transform into effectively inventing the game of skeet shooting.
Yeah, once Carlos is drunk, he'd ask to try.
Oh, 100%. It's getting passed around. And there's a
After
second...
the second
Nephis.
hour, Nephis would go into the forge to find them.
Okay, so you head into sort of the forge proper. You come into a shitty... You at first enter like a big-ass open-air workshop. You hear the sound of inebriated laughter and mechanical sounds coming from a balcony below you near the magma waterfall. When you come into visual range of these people, you notice that there is a gnome, a dwarf, Carlos, and Khutula drunkenly passing back and forth the several pieces of equipment, firing them off and drinking and having a great time. Oh, I say several pieces of equipment. You guys have another few experimental artifacts that are being passed around.
Hell yeah.
None of them are overly useful, but all of them are generally entertaining.
What are you doing down there? I thought you were just grabbing your weapon.
Oh, hey, Nephis. Come join us. We're having a blast. Quite literally.
As you state having a blast, another ale cask explodes.
Carlos laughs hysterically.
I want to see Carlos shoot it.
Shoot
Sorry,
hand it to
him.
Carlos is drunk enough to try.
Fucking do it.
Alright, and it's heavy, right?
So the profile of this weapon is a heavy two-handed, and you can only fire one attack per round for the sake
Oh,
of
yeah.
combat. But for this, given the fact that
Here we go.
Nephis makes his way as and arrives when Carlos
Okay.
fires.
So that would be with dexterity 9.
9. All right.
9.
So you get yourself comfortable with this piece of equipment, and it is for all intents and purposes a really it's some sort of a bastard union between a bolt action rifle and a crossbow.
I know how to use one of those.
Yeah, you know how to use one of those. However, given the fact that you're under the influence,
Yeah.
as well as the fact that this thing actually has a kick to it, what you experience, and Nephis, what you witness is essentially the eruption of a newborn sun for exactly a millisecond right next to Carlos's chin, and then a brilliant bolt of light entirely etches itself into your corneas as it magnificently whisks off and pangs into the magma the magma flow, causing a little bit of a sizzle as a thrown beer mug just kind of goes sailing over the railing.
Jesus.
Am I still standing?
Oh yeah, you're. That's a good question. No,
Should I
I'm not
roll
gonna make
for it?
you. I'm not going to make you do it just because you've seen them fucking around for an hour.
Okay.
It's the only reason why not.
Okay. So the Nephis walked in, right? Just to see me fire that? Awesome.
He walked down the stairs and he witnessed you fire that. Yeah.
Very unwieldy for me. Nephis, you must simply try this. It is amazing fun.
There, is this the weapon you were talking about, Khutula?
Sure is.
Simply glorious. As bright as the sun.
Squinting
You
his
must
eyes,
try it.
he grabs it hesitantly and all right, barely fired a crossbow. Is it ready to be fired?
Carlos, do you know how to cycle the action?
I would have been paying attention, so yeah.
Do you think you would have cycled the action?
No, I would take it back from Nephis, cycle it, then give it back to him.
It's okay to say no and just give him, like, essentially a cold-loaded firearm.
No, I'd do what I said.
Okay, that's totally cool. All right, so you have a device that is ready to fire.
Nephis points it at one of the targets and fires it. It's dexterity, right?
Yeah.
It's a ranged attack.
Okay. Oh,
no!
natural one.
Yes!
Okay, so you
Nephis is dead.
you do what you assume is all the correct things based on sort of like you have a dwarf, a gnome, Khutula, and Carlos all telling you what to do at the same time. And all of them are a few beers deep. So based on this quadruple cross-referencing of actions. You do what you think is the right thing to do, and you pull the paddle for the trigger, and nothing happens.
Huh. Did Carlos break it when he fired it?
Anticlimactic.
Nephis broke it.
Khutula's just like, "Aww."
The dwarf first scratches his head, and the gnome like jumps over and runs over and starts jumping up at you, Nephis, and says, "Yeah, let me see."
Here. Perhaps Carlos didn't load it properly. You all seem to be having a good time.
One way of putting it.
She looks at it for a minute or two, and using her hands, she's investigating all sorts of surfaces. You're not 100% sure what she's doing. And then she sighs in exasperation and hands it over to the dwarf, who is not capable of standing on its own at this point. And he grabs it barely, gets it onto the table somehow, and starts playing with it. And then after about a minute or two, and grabbing what seems to be a cylindrical piece of metal, both Carlos and Khutula know this as one of the charges. But Nephis, this would be a strange device to you. He take this out, replaces it with whatever an identical piece of equipment is in the weapon, and then in an attempt to give it back to you, essentially just body checks you with the Suncaster and says, "Here, try it now."
All right. Should be good this time, then. And he readies himself and shoots it again.
So you do the exact same repetition. You take your time, hold your breath, you square your shoulders, you relax into the shot, all of the things you know how to do. And as you get yourself perfectly centered on the target, you squeeze the paddle of the trigger, and nothing happens again. And then and then Thoric, who's the dwarf, and Teemo just start arguing. It's your fault. It's your fault. And they just begin to drunkenly bicker at each other.
Khutula holds out her hand.
Much to drink.
She holds out her hand to Nephis.
Give it to me.
Here.
Go on, Khutula. Show him how it's done.
She tries to replicate what she saw the dwarf do, and basically just cycle it again and see what's up. And
I'm gonna get you to roll a Constitution saving throw against all the beers you've had.
Oh no.
To see if you recognize the incident.
8 plus 5. 13.
So you have recognized that some genius brain, the dwarf, failed to cycle the action.
All right, I cycle the action and make sure it's set, and I hand it back to Nephis, and I'm like, "Here you go. It should work now."
Nephis is getting
All right.
exasperated.
I am firing it now.
In before 1.
Please don't get it.
Okay.
It's a 15.
It's a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you nail the target. It's not a dead center direct hit, but you nail the target, sort of the upper right B zone of the cask, and it shatters into several hundred burning fragments.
Oh my.
Carlos cheers. Yeah.
That
Khutula
certainly
claps
was
and
worth the
grins.
wait.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
An amazing piece of work.
I
She
hope we're not
slurs
wasting all
out.
of its ammunition charge or whatever it is.
It's rechargeable. It's fine.
No.
I imagine they have plenty where that came from.
Oh.
Oh no, we have only just the one fully built, but I plan on making a second for my own personal collection.
I meant the charges, not
I think
the.
he's far gone.
Oh, we got racks and racks of that.
Oh.
Khutula would like kind of take a deep breath and sit down and be like, "All right, I think that's enough for me right now."
Oops, sorry.
Just getting sleepy.
Creepy.
It's been an exciting day.
Beepy.
Deadly. Oh. I guess I can pass along this information to another person too.
Oh my god. Who's it gonna be?
Oh no, Devon's hyperventilating. Again.
Just breathing the oxygen. Stop. Are we still up to head to that lake I said? Or you all seem a little tipsy and where?
How far is it?
Not a day away. I think it's like only like wasn't it like less than a mile or so, Chris?
Yeah, it was. You basically went outside the door and went into the valley.
Yeah. It's just in the valley, not too far.
And you guys would
Isaac
have traveled
off,
through
too.
said valley.
I'm down for whatever. Come on, Khutula, you can take a nap by the lake. Doesn't that sound nice?
She kind of like groans and pulls herself up. She's like, I need to sober up somehow.
Come on, Khutula. Maybe splash some water in your face.
I'll be sober by the time we get there.
I don't know. If it takes less than an hour to get there, would she sober up that fast after like 2 hours of drinking?
How much cold water was splashed on her face?
None yet.
yet.
Oh, I guess there's your answer.
You're gonna use all of our drinking water.
There's cold water in the lake, dumbass.
How many roadies does Khutula bring?
Roadie.
All 0 of
Does
them.
that mean something else in the US? I want to make sure because that could be very ambiguous. Like when you hear
Never heard
roadie,
of it.
you've never heard of a roadie before?
Roadies are basically the people that go along with like bands and stuff. They follow bands around and stuff and on road trips.
Groupies.
Yeah.
Groupies are the girls that are basically they have sex with them.
Groupies are the roadies that fuck them, yeah.
Yeah, roadies are the ones that go along and they're like fans and they like help out and stuff.
So
They
in
just-
Canada, a roadie is the drink that you bring with you on your way to the next place for drinking.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah, we don't do that
if you-
here.
If you bring a roadie with you, it means that you're taking one
Yes.
to go.
Carlos would.
Okay.
Yes.
But did Khutula bring roadies?
We
Yes.
don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. We're upstanding citizens.
Here.
Every
That is
single
such
one
a
of us.
lie, Kardoc.
I mean, technically, you're not supposed to.
Kardoc, who has
Kardoc's
a
an
bottle
old
of
man.
Southern Comfort in his glove compartment.
Shut up.
The only time you
You're
get
gonna get
caught
me in
for
trouble.
DUI is when you get pulled over by the cops. Every other time, it's just called getting to your destination.
Yes.
Anyway,
Carlos
moving
would try to-
forward.
Carlos would try to pour a thing of ale for Nephis too.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Have some chicken, have some pie. It doesn't matter to me if it's boiled or fried.
Oh.
All right, we're going to the lake.
You get to the lake after about, well, normal travel time would take about an hour. It takes you guys 2.
Wonder
I
why.
haven't started drinking yet.
No, but it's happy hour. Let's be honest. Going anywhere during happy hour just takes a little bit extra time. Takes a little bit extra time to put the saddles on the horses. Takes a little bit extra time to get down to the place itself. It takes a little bit extra time to travel there.
I mean,
I have a sled.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I mean, we can just like lay down
yeah,
on the
that's right.
sled and get fucked
Yeah.
up.
Nephis
go.
is gonna drive us there. He's our
This baby
TD.
set the autopilot.
All right, Nephis party
Um,
bus makes it promptly within a timely fashion
Hell
to
yeah.
the place where Nephis desires.
I want to go to the goblin camp.
Okay.
Here, meet
I mean,
some
you
of
know
my
where it is.
friends.
It takes you an extra half hour to get there, but I don't think the passengers care too much.
We're
It's up to
drinking.
them.
I
But
don't think we're really paying attention.
you're
No.
having a good time. Booze
Yep.
cruise.
Hell
To
yeah.
be fair, I mean, realistically, this is the first time in a long time that I think anybody's had a chance to just sit back, unwind, relax, and get hammed.
Yeah.
Consequence free.
We needed it.
Yeah.
I was going to on the Vampire Manor roof, but Carlos needed my help.
Vin just gets hammered above the vampires.
Day drinking in the sunshine while your friends get slaughtered.
The vampires
Just
blocked
drow
out the
things.
sun.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. It's a dark,
remember.
cloudy day. Perfect day for drow tanning.
Yeah.
All right, we're there.
You're
We're
there.
there.
You're at the goblin camp. Surprisingly, it's been abandoned for a day or two.
Hell yeah.
Ah. Oh, look at this. Somebody already made a camp for us. Isn't that nice?
Aye. This is where I was ambushed by the goblins.
Oh, I take it they had a bad time of it.
Aye, only one escaped.
Did they get
You'll
you?
be using. Get me?
Yeah. Did you get got by the goblins?
I got hit a few times by their archer, but nothing compares to the gutting I did to them.
Ah,
Well, glad you made it out.
glad you survived this. Glad they didn't kill you.
I'd be worried if you didn't.
Khutula was worried for a minute there. They might have killed you.
Nephis starts the fire and and sets up a nice little place to chillax and begins fishing.
Classic Nephis.
I watch him fish.
Aye.
It's just like on the boat,
Hell yeah.
except more alcohol.
Yeah.
Aye,
Aye.
Khutula says.
I would like to cast or see if I can't catch any sort of like trophy fish. You want me to roll for something like that? Or is that if they're out there, they're out there. If they're not, they're not.
Survival.
All right.
Sorry.
Gotta use the right kind of bait.
I absolutely love the concept of wireless headphones. I'm stupid enough that I haven't been able to set up the microphone yet, so I wandered away to get myself a drink. But I've been listening the whole time, I promise.
Copy that. It's a 9.
Oh.
Oh.
Sadly, the fish ain't biting at this time of day yet.
Fuck.
Good thing we got all day.
Yeah.
Speaking of God all day, Vinshenzo, what you up to? Back at home.
Oh.
That was a lot louder than I expected. I'm really sorry about that.
What was that?
That was me pouring a drink.
Some of the
okay.
hard stuff.
No, I'm just
Piss
taking a
rash.
Pepsi and putting it on ice. I've been trying not to drink as much as I used to.
Hell yeah.
Just 2 with the milk.
this time around.
Been up to you.
Yeah, what's Finn up to? You're at your in-laws' house, and your brother came back.
I'm spending quality time with my wife, and I guess sharing pleasantries and stories with Bristol.
What was that thing you were saying that you wanted to talk to your wife about? So I can
That thing that she likes.
No, it was a specific like asking about Tarvia and shit, but I can't remember if you wanted, because you sent a message saying you wanted to wait for everybody to get back before you had a meeting. Is that meeting, or did you want to do other things in prep for that?
No, I said I update my meeting time for when the others will be present with the matriarch, is what I meant.
Do you mean the other party members, or do you mean other members of like Cairona House?
The other party members, Carlos and friends.
Okay.
Carlos
I just
and
wanted
company.
to double check. Yeah, but Ristel told you the things that I told you he said. Okay.
Vin shrugs.
Shrugs. How many days is everybody aside from Vinshenzo wanting to spend in the vicinity of the forge? You know for a fact that Vin is intending to wait. He intends to wait 4 weeks in
checking
the
in on
Underdark.
everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Nephis would only want to delay the venture by like a single day.
Carlos is fine with
Fucking
that.
about in the forest.
Carlos is gonna
Okay.
what?
Carlos is fine with that.
Okay. Nephis?
Oh yeah, I'm saying if you want to fuck around more in the forest, we can. But yeah, that's as much.
Khutula?
She's sobered up and calmed down, and she's ready to do whatever. So she's ready to head back. She got her gun.
Did she
We got to
sober up while
shoot it.
conscious?
Probably not.
No. She was fishing with Nephis, and then nothing was biting, so she napped.
It's an act of suffering that I'd never wish on anyone. Isaac, what are you up to? What are your intentions? How long do you want to hang around? I know that you're involving yourself with the guards, but in terms of agenda and schedule and timetable.
I mean, he's basically just waiting for the rest of the group to be ready to go back to House Cairona, if that was the plan.
If that's what you're ready for, that's what you're ready for, and that's totally cool. I will let you know that given the amount of time that you're spending with effectively like the soldiery of the Triad and the Dwarves, you are going to get an advantage on history checks involving recent military actions.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Just in case that ever comes up, but that's the kind of shit that you'd be hearing about. So you've spent at least a day. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. You spent at least a day learning passively, potentially actively, about a number of the sort of political goings on that have happened in the past little bit. Not extensively, but just a little bit to get a bit of an understanding of the situation. And the thing that you learned that you already know about is like the big one that they've generally been talking about. So we all know that Vin is waiting for 4 weeks without any other external surprise. So the surface party is the party that I'm sort of waiting on to see how long you guys want to hang out for. So if you just want to chill out, enjoy being outside for a little bit, that is cool. If you're in no rush to head back to the Underdark, that is cool too. I just want to double check so I know how much time I have to work with for the next whatever thing I bring up. I got like
Cool.
3/4 of an hour, so I'm like, I got shit to do. I just want to make sure I know the
Cool
time
hanging
frame
out
in
in the
which you guys
forest
are
for a
waiting.
little bit before going to the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. Nephis, he looks for tracks. I'll find us something to do.
Okay, I'll find us something to do.
Ugh.
You rolled an 8,
Oh, that wasn't my roll though.
but you shook the dice and dropped it.
It was an accident.
Okay.
Mhm.
Be nice.
Okay.
It can be an 8 then. Either way, it's +3 to that, so 13 or 11.
You find 3 sets of grizzly bear paw prints leading up
boy.
into the northwestern side of the valley across the river. I know you guys are at a lake, but if you remember, there is a river in the valley, and they are across that river.
Yeah, looks to be that a bear I encountered last time still here.
And he's brought some friends.
Bear, you say? Sounds kind of.
Aye.
Oh, I guess we faced more dangers than bears.
Are we just gonna like check it out, or are we gonna like?
Barely intriguing.
What's the plan if we find a bear?
Nephis really wants a bearskin rug, so he can
I
kit
don't-
out his sled.
That'd be fucked up.
I'd be so comfortable though.
Do it for Khutula.
Do it for me.
Oh,
Carlos, I'm starting to grow fond of your new form.
Oh no!
what's going on?
We can hunt it. I'm sure it's probably pestered the dwarfs a bit, but it seemed quite docile when I encountered it.
Well, you're the expert, Nephis. If you think it's dangerous, then we'd probably be doing a service to take care of it. If it's not, then we should probably leave it be, I suppose. Either way, I imagine we'd have to track it down to see.
Yeah. Sure, I'll track it and we'll see what comes of it. I track it.
Nephis is building a catapult.
Ah, that would be a roll of survival for tracking the shit.
Ooh,
Oh, it
Trick
says
shot.
19. +3. Oh, baby, 22.
Well, you track it perfectly. You can find this grizzly bear and her 2 cubs
Oh.
have traveled haphazardly up the valley. And after about an hour's worth of searching, you would have found roughly where they had slept that night. You also know that the trail is 2 days old.
You did it.
that's how he's gonna roll all of his dice now.
All right. Well, do you want me to roll to? So they're 2 days old.
You rolled a 19.
You found their den, and you know that the tracks you were following were 2 days old. And after about an
Oh.
hour of searching, this is what you found.
So it's broken.
It is broken. It's not finished. Their den is there. Be unwise to head into it. It's a mother and her cubs. I don't know if it's a wise idea to face her.
Ah. Indeed, I'll defer to your judgment on that.
Aye.
Khutula really wants to shoot a bear with her new gun.
No, if it's not asking for it.
Got a knife.
All right. Well, well, perhaps I can track something else in the area. That isn't a mother and her cubs.
I feel pretty bad about killing her.
It'd be pretty okay if you got them all in one shot. Then you wouldn't have to feel bad.
Oh my god.
Roasted and all, it's a 10.
It's a 10. All right. What do you find? You find what was the total again? Sorry, I'm tabbed out
10.
now. I'm trying to re-reference it. 10.
10.
Okay. You notice the same interesting glassy, rainbowy, dandruffy segment that is entering a small a small like fissure in the rocks towards the edge of the valley floor.
Oh, I saw one of the blade dancers holding this, or not holding. They were transporting this sort of film and glassy material. He said it was a snail, it's the same as that, and he points to it.
Oh?
A snail, he said.
A snail.
A snail?
And holy shit, I forgot what it's fucking what's called. The Curith Makin.
Yes.
Yes. It was
Interesting.
said to be able to dispel magic or something or another.
Oh, well, that sounds useful.
Aye. We should catch it. Nephis tries to. How big is the fissure?
The fissure is approximately
Large.
large. It is approximately large. Normally it's a meme, but this time it's real.
The only issue is we have to go down there.
How big is this snail?
I have no idea.
Nephis has no idea.
Oh, well, I suppose we can spare a small adventure.
Adventure.
Adventure awaits.
Khutula's actually still drunk.
Huzzah!
She never stopped drinking.
She has a secret stash.
What was that?
Party!
Hell yeah.
Take Constitution saving throw for me, please, Khutula.
Whoa.
Wahoo.
Yahoo!
Oh, no.
Oh.
Party!
6.
Based entirely on the fact that you admitted to still having a good time. You are in fact still having a good time.
I love it.
And you will be taking disadvantage on pretty much all of your rolls.
Fantastic.
God.
It's like
Khutula.
exhaustion, except you're drunk.
Khutula, you seem a little unsteady there. Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling fucking great.
Ah, alright then. Well, as long as you're feeling good.
Yeah. Let's find a snail.
Guy. I'll go
Okay,
first.
Devon, I need you to do the thing that you did at the very start of the session that I think only a few of us witnessed.
Ah, okay.
Oh no.
I spread my ass.
Oh no.
No, I don't want that snail trail.
Chris loves it.
No.
Oh.
What time is it?
It's your mama.
It's 9:30.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, you meant in the
Yes.
It's just late afternoon.
I'm at a computer, Chris. Okay, so I've already checked in with them. Good luck, everyone.
It's 9 in the afternoon.
I don't know if this is the orientation you want, but that's what you
That's the
got.
orientation I want. And you guys are coming from here.
Dude, it would be sick if someone long jumped over this, used the long jump move. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Was that 10 feet?
I want to break both my legs.
This is a cool map. I like it.
Thank you to Tactical Map.
Oh. Nephis lights his hooded lamp. Which, let me check how much time that. I think it's like a lot. 6 hours.
Hell yeah. Time to go spelunking.
It's time to play Cave Explorer.
Okie dokie. Well, this beautiful little happy cave starts off quite. So essentially, you drop through the fissure in the rocks. Isaac, are you here or no?
Yes.
Okay, Isaac's here. So you guys drop through the fissure in the rock and find yourselves in a natural forming tunnel that begins leading sharply underground up until the point where you run into this gigantic collapsed section of rock.
Nephis moves up towards it. Damn, looks like our path is obscured.
Oh no.
Is there any like a crawl space that could be possibly squeezed to?
While it looks like there is a crawl space here, it is a lot of essentially the gradient. I'll use that term because it's fancy sounding. So the gradient decreases from here to here in terms of the thickness of the individual rocks and shit blocking the path. So this is all thick ass big boulders, and down here it's a little bit smaller, or not a little bit. It's a lot smaller.
Oh, it's only
While
like half of the passage, so it just gets narrowed.
It gets narrowed, and also the debris itself is smaller in size. So this is more like smaller shit that you could potentially shovel or scoop or scrape, whereas again this is large boulders that would have to be manhandled in the way that you would handle boulders.
Yes, but could we squeeze through this? Like squeezing through?
No. There is an opening, but it is not big enough for a people of your size.
Is it big enough for me?
You're approximately small.
Yeah, and I can squeeze into places one size smaller.
Can you?
Yes,
that
that's
case,
how
yeah,
it
fuck.
works.
Squeezing
That's
is a
any-
move.
Yeah. Basically,
Khutula
you take
yells
like
out.
you have like disadvantage on like I think combat or something.
Then,
But
yeah, yeah, this is a medium people puzzle. They cannot fit through, but if you can squeeze through things that are smaller than you and you are small, then you can actually get through this.
I
Khutula
could
calls out, I have an idea.
Carlos looks at Khutula.
Some of your magic.
Khutula doesn't respond and instead casts Shatter on the boulders.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy. Who's detonating the C4 in a collapsed cave bunker?
No, she's still
Stop
drunk.
throwing
Explain to me what-
grenades.
Can you
She doesn't
explain
know
to me
she's
what Shatter
doing.
does?
Sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. It does 3d8 thunder damage. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area.
Can you remind me again? Sorry, what is the area?
10 feet radius.
Okay. If you have to roll anything for that, go ahead and roll it now.
It's just a damage roll. I will do that now.
Now everyone
my
is
hair.
dead.
Ah! What?
Ah!
Who keeps throwing grenades in the underground subway tunnel?
12 damage.
Hang on, guys. I got this. Yep.
I can't hear you guys anymore.
Feels so good, Sarge. Well, you shatter the rocks, but you also do exactly that. You cause shrapnel to fly everywhere. I need both Nephis and Isaac to... Nephis and Carlos and Isaac, if he bothered... Not bother. If you want to be there, Isaac, you need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Copy.
Wait, didn't they go here after they went on the drunken adventure?
Yeah.
Listen, motherfucker, you
Then
were
I'm not
given
with them.
You were given an
no.
opportunity to be part of this, and then you never said anything, so I'm still
He was
giving you an
AFK.
opportunity to be part of this. I know. $14 dex save, and Carlos, what'd you get?
7.
Er,
Okay, you are going to take... two piercing damage.
Would evasion apply to this?
Yes.
Okay, so
Wait, sorry, can you tab that again? I know you said evasion referencing a rule. Let me just read the rule before I say yes. Automatically, so I'm treating this as shrapnel, such as Red Dragon's Fire Breath or an Ice Storm spell. Yeah,
make a dexterity saving throw, and that's what I did. So would
yeah.
that just
you
be
instead
half
take-
then?
Yeah, you would take
Okay.
half
Of
of whatever
one
the D4
damage.
was. Oh no!
I mostly avoid it.
A
You
sharp
take
piece of
one
rock
damage
scratches
instead of
your
2.
arm.
You never know, that one HP could save your life. A
And it-
little warning next time would be nice, Khutula.
However,
She shrugs,
Khutula,
she's
you
like,
do
"I did it."
Successfully take a chunk out. Yeah, for sure.
I
She
did
takes a
it.
chunk out of the rocks.
you certainly did. Nephis is
What?
holding the top of his head.
Still inaccessible, but there's a hole.
Could they squeeze through it now?
You've been able to squeeze through this from
Um,
from like. No, they can't.
Before we do anything else, would you guys like me to get onto the other side and see if it's even worth it?
And if there's something on the other side, we won't be able to get to you in time.
Well, I can just peer through before I get all the way out of the tunnel. If there's something there, I'll just crawl back.
We can hold on to your tail and pull you back.
Outstanding. Just tie a rope around me. Just hold on. Alright, I'm gonna, like, squeeze through until I just almost at the exit, and I'm gonna peer out and see if I see anything.
And you have dark vision.
Yes. 60 feet.
So you don't see anything living. However, you notice a little trail. And because there's no rainbow color, I'm just going to do it as this bright pale yellow.
Oh,
65. Roughly that radius. So you're aware that there is a trail that goes roughly this way of the same sort of cool shit that Nephis showed you.
Copy. That's all I see.
Yeah, it's this glittering, dried, almost glassy textured film that is rainbow in color and sort of glisteniness, almost like the shine of gemstones or diamonds.
Ooh, shaggy.
Yet it is fragile and almost film-like, as if someone dragged a bunch of saran wrap behind them.
Outstanding.
Piss crystals.
Alright.
Oh yeah, yellow is. Oh yeah. Oh.
Crawl back.
I was trying to pick something that wasn't part of the palette of this map.
Alright, looks like there's some more of that slime rainbow film stuff that is leading deeper into the cave, so there's definitely something in there. Gonna move this way. Away from the rock pile.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll clear it. And Nephis moves forward.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have Khutula do it again, but alright.
Oh,
I can do it.
Yeah, I suggest you move.
hi. I'll stand back. He stands behind Carlos even.
I will block nothing from hitting you. Too small.
She casts Shatter again.
Hooray.
Yahoo! 13.
Solid.
It's going to turn to gravel.
13. All right. And it's a radius of what again?
10 feet.
Okay, another massive hole forms, and you're beginning to create yourself a little bit of a tunnel. But as you revel in the success of the fact that you've begun creating an actual nice access way, the loose debris caves in on itself. However, a lot of the shit that was in the tunnel sort of like settles in and fills in the space and creates a bit of a larger opening towards this side.
Oh.
As all of it settles in the cavity that Khutula has made.
Now can they slip through?
Yeah. If medium creatures are able to squeeze through holes that are small, they are now able to.
Yeah.
Khutula's expression like flashes with an idea, and she starts digging through her pack. And she pulls out the little mechanical creature.
And this would be a good time to use that.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
Remind me, what does that do again?
I don't know.
It's
a
cool.
familiar.
Cool.
She's never actually used it before, so she's about to find out. I mean, I know how it works, like meta-wise, but
I
As
guess
long
it's
as you
a
know how it works
field
meta-wise,
test.
I'm happy.
All right, she sets the creature down and sends it forth. She keeps calling it a creature, but
Okay, I'm gonna get you to roll just a base intelligence roll.
okay.
Stupid.
No, Khutula's smart.
19.
Okay.
Don't forget about disadvantage.
Oh,
yeah, you're
drunk.
You bastard. Oh!
19.
Wow. All right.
Even while smashed, Khutula's smart.
Yeah, she figures out how to activate the creature. The creature wakes up and then is ready to perform the orders that she commands it to.
She gives it a little pat on the head and then sends it into the cavern to follow the path or the trail.
I'm not gonna
The
do
snake.
anything, but I feel as though drunk Khutula pat is like a fucking smack on the head.
She
Like
is,
the machine.
It's a
figure.
smush.
and she is -1 strength, so
Oh yeah, it's an ineffective no matter what. Okay, so it fucks off into the caverns. How long do you want it to be gone for? Let me rephrase that.
15 minutes.
Okay.
He'll be back in 15 minutes about.
Well, 15 minutes gives it more than enough time to scout out basically the entire map as it is seen. And it reveals to you that there is a creature down here where I just last pinned here.
Oh,
Ooh, my creature has found a creature.
oh my god.
Whoa. Oh.
I explained to them what I know in not very intelligible speech, but I explain it nonetheless.
All right. If it's just that, then it should be a cakewalk.
Alright, let's take a look, I guess. Nephis trips over the slime.
Slam. So Nephis, you recognize this as the trail of stuff as soon as you pass through as being the same 100%. It's the same thing that you're tracking right now. However, the difference in some of these little bits for you is that as you're looking, they actually form these lovely thin filmy sheaths almost of this beautiful iridescent glass. Again, with the sort of saran wrap motif in terms of like this just kind of film that stretches across a few rough objects. And you get these beautiful tendrils of glassy substance hanging, stretching, or otherwise sort of being layered in this film among the rocks and other such substrate of the floor of the cavern.
Calmly, he pulls out his saber and whispers, "Ignite," and it casts light along with his hooded lantern. He walks forward, following the trail
Okay.
of the snake. Are these
Come along, Khutula, don't fall behind.
Yeah, they exist. They are mushrooms that are growing there, but because you put your lantern on, they just kind of look like nasty Siamese cat gray mushrooms.
Ugh.
We're rich.
Or very intriguing Siamese cat gray mushrooms, depending on your outlook on fungi. But they are people-sized. Some of them are people-sized. Some of them are quite much larger.
Is this a fall?
That is a chasm.
Oh.
And you can tell that this this creature that you're tracking kind of went across along the wall here like this.
Yeah, it gets narrow up ahead. I'm not sure if we can traverse this safely.
Perhaps we should try another path. Perhaps there's a way around.
Aye.
It told me there's quite a few paths.
It's good to know.
Perhaps you lead the way.
Okay. Imagine we have to climb up these.
Those are a down in not a
How far?
Each of them are 5 feet drops, so that's 5.
It's not too bad.
10, 15 total, but not all at once.
Khutula goes down.
Ah.
But-a-ding, says the sounds of the game. Fuck. Seeker, I'm trying to remember the name of something. I'm gonna send you a message, and if you know the answer.
Okay. Thank you for telling me you're sending me a message. Genuinely.
Genuine thanks.
Was he genuine about being genuine?
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
I do. I'm just looking it up to make sure I'm not wrong.
Okay. Because I'm using the books, and the books don't work well on. Yeah,
Nephis,
that's the
look
one.
out.
Okay.
It's a cave.
It's cavern. Okay, as you guys enter into this main cavern area here, get you to each roll perception. Those of you who suck at perception. Oh no, never mind. Nephis has a lantern because he's smart.
Which provides a 30 feet radius
Yeah.
I got a
of
3.
bright light.
Is that a 3 with disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I got a 14.
A 14, roger that.
13.
Roger. Just to double check, Seeker, is that the only one, or does it have a cousin?
There's a young version of it.
I don't care about young.
I'm not
just wanted to make sure I
entirely
knew.
sure. I just read about these recently.
That's fine. This is the one I was thinking of, no matter what. I just wanted to make sure that this is the right thing. Okay, cool. So, as you guys wander down through this cavern opening here, you get at the end of your chunky tunnel spelunking adventure, and you get into this more flat open area. However, you see a number of stalagmites, I think are the one. No, sorry, stalag. Which are the ones that grow up from the base of the
Stalagmite.
Yeah, so you see
Yeah.
a number of stalagmites as you enter into the area, as well as stalactites coming from the ceiling, but they're not quite as predominant.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a really good way to remember those. Thank you.
I don't remember when I learned that, but I still do.
Yeah.
Trip on a stalagmite. I like that. Today, I learned something new. And given how much time you guys have been spending in the Underdark lately, this is actually useful, very useful information. Yes. So, as you come close, Nephis, as you come close to one of the stalagmites, and it kind of matters where you position yourself, just so I know where you are.
I'm right here.
If you, okay, so this stalagmite right here opens its eye and blinks at you. Roll initiative, all three of you.
Oh no.
I get
14, 7, 12. Okay. Double check what I rolled. I got a. Okay, Carlos, you are the first to notice that there is a blinking stalagmite next to Nephis.
Oh.
Nephis, what the hell is that? And I point at it.
Nephis is sorry. This is in combat, so you have 6 seconds worth of and all of the general action things worth of stuff.
Startled, I draw my rapier and buckler, and yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. I don't know what the hell's going on.
There's a blinking rock. Nephis.
Yeah, it's in front of Nephis. Yeah. If anything like comes at me, I'm gonna stab it, but that's about it.
All right.
I would prepare a dodge.
You prepare a dodge. Okay.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so Nephis, you are going to be attacked
Ah,
by several tendrils that suddenly appear out of the base of this stalagmite.
what is its bitch problem?
What is its problem? And as its tendrils begin to start flailing about, it opens a well-disguised yet oddly slimy and toothy mouth from the base of a stalagmite, and it just starts clacking. In the sense that it's like chomping its teeth and it
gnashing
begins
its teeth.
Yeah, exactly. As its tendrils start flailing around, and is going to make reference pyramid. Is going to make 2 attacks against Nephis and 2 attacks against Khutula.
Oh my.
Yes. So first one and 2 against
AC is
Nephis.
17.
17, Roger. So nat 1 for the first. Perfect. Total of 8. The second one is 7, 14, which also misses. Lucky Nephis. Khutula, however,
AC of 15.
15. So that's the first tendril misses. That's not a real one. And the second one. Wow, I'm fucking bad.
Tendrils
Okay.
are all
Khutula,
flapping
look
around.
out.
Yeah, they all. So four of these strange rocky tendrils start flailing about, and they whip at both Nephis and Khutula. However, you are both able to easily dodge out of the way of these flailing tendrils.
Oh my
It is
god.
now Cthulhu's turn. I will remind you, you're fucking sloshed.
Oh yeah. I ain't forgotten.
She's having a great time.
Nothing's scary when you're drunk.
She freaks the fuck out and like runs over here.
Oh,
Hold my beer.
Oh,
Does it get an opportunity attack?
It would get an opportunity attack, and
you could disengage. Did you do anything?
no,
No,
I mean,
but I'm doing it more character wise.
Hell yeah.
Just like freaks the fuck out and
I love that.
instead of like carefully like hopping away, she just turns and runs.
okay, for the
pretty
sake of
much.
saving
She's
time and
already-
effort, Vin, if each of these tendrils technically count as a separate entity, does that mean they each get their own opportunity attacks since she's moving out of their combat zone? Or
No.
I wouldn't have thought so either, but I just wanted to double check
Read the
before I made a
block.
decision. It wasn't
Chris is blocked.
certified
Be nice.
enough. Let me just
Mind blocked.
reread it because I thought I had read it thoroughly.
Can have up to 6 tendrils at a time. Each tendril can be attacked AC 20, 10 hit points, immunity to poison and psychic damage. Destroying a tendril deals no damage to the creature, which
It doesn't say anything about opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
But because it's one creature, I'm just gonna make it do its one attack. I just wanted to make sure because it has weird character.
It's just the tendril.
Yeah, that's why I was double checking. It doesn't matter; it misses its attack anyways. So you're good. You fiddle fuck off, and a tendril wallops its way after you, but doesn't get you in any meaningful way.
yowie zowie.
The mechanics of it is that you can essentially stop it from grappling or using one of its attacks by taking them out.
I figured out that part of it. I just wanted to make sure that leaving the like
Engagement
combat
radius.
zone. Yeah, the engagement radius, thank you. It wasn't gonna provoke opportunity attacks from each of the tendrils.
No, but it can
Yeah,
use
that's
its
what I was-
tendril to attack.
Yeah, I got that part. I just
Hell.
wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna that Cthulhu didn't accidentally invoke 4 opportunity attacks.
That's
So
how I
fucking sucked.
read it anyway.
Good. I'm glad that my confidence has been unshaken. Cthulhu, it is your turn. Oh no, sorry, Cthulhu, you have done your runaway.
She
Is that
fled.
all
yeah.
you want to do?
She will excuse me.
Usually when she panics, she just like fucking
Caught and casts shadow.
casts magic.
No, generally
was-
when Cthulhu panics, she starts stabbing.
Well, she doesn't have anything drawn, so she casts Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost or Roger.
Oh, hell yeah.
Familiar with disadvantage.
Oh,
Okay, that's not bad.
10 plus 18
18 to hit or 18 damage?
to hit.
Miss.
Oh. That's
On the
okay.
main body of the thing. What's the yeah? I don't know. Whatever. Do your thing.
She
You
missed.
can attack the tendrils. However, everything has the same AC. I
Okay.
will, for the sake of myself and all of you, for figuring out math, there's no different AC.
Okay.
Do we want to finish this encounter tonight or start it with next time?
Oh yeah, I honestly thought we still had like another 20 minutes, but we don't. And my
Finish
timer is right
it.
here. It's not gonna finish. We'll do another round of combat for the sake of
See how it goes.
to see how it goes.
I want to see.
Alright.
I want to see.
I want to see Carlos, Nephis, and Khutula take out this creature.
Yeah. All right. My turn now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hop forward and I try to stab at the eye because it's freaking me out.
Okay, make your attack.
Oh. Hell yeah.
Okay, so that's enough. 12 plus 8 is 20.
Boom.
You hit.
Hell yeah. All right. Barely. I barely hit it, but I'll take it. Huh.
The roper.
All right, that's 23 plus 5. 28.
28 damage.
Damn. Carlos is morbidly a beast.
It's a 5 and. Okay, I've done math. Is that your turn, or do you have other things?
Yes.
If you have other things,
That's fine.
carry on with them.
No, that's it.
Deadly.
Oh,
All right, Nephis.
Oh, using my sword, I slash twice.
Slash.
Oh yeah.
That one's not it. 8, 21. One hits dealing
Yeah.
12 damage. Was he damaged already?
By Carlos.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Ooh. I deal 18 damage total.
Hell yeah.
And that's the end of my turn.
$18 total, not 12. Okay, wow, that's a different number.
'Cause I rolled with my yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blah.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Okay, I've done my math.
You're just doing basic addition.
Yeah, I know, but I subtracted 12 and then I realized that subtracting 18 is not what I did. I fucked up and then I unfucked it and then I figured it out and now I'm ready to go for the next one.
Okay.
Which is the beast.
The beast.
The beast.
It's
Oh,
gonna get you, Carlos.
no, don't let it get me.
You,
It's closer to you.
The tentacle
so
monster.
an extra 2 tendrils
Oh no.
emerge from this creature, so it now has 6. Yeah. And 4 of these are going to. Sorry, out of those 6, 4 of them are going to strike out against Nephis and Carlos. Carlos, you're going to get the first 2.
Oh.
9, so I know that doesn't hit.
You're gonna have to do
20
better than that.
unnatural.
Oh.
My AC is 20. Does that hit then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I use uncanny dodge.
Just give me a second. Let me go through the whole process of the other 2 attacks just so that I can move to the next phase.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Just so I can get the tendril part out of the way and I don't have to backtrack. So these next 2 are going against Nephis. 11 to hit.
No.
No.
17 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. So, both of you are grappled, and to resist that grapple is against a DC 15. So I'd like you to both take that now, if you don't mind.
DC
And
15 what?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, and you have uncanny dodge. So yeah, you have to beat a 15 to be not grappled, and if you have your uncanny dodge, and that's something.
Acrobatics
as
or
soon as you get-
athletics, I think, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I get a 20 if I can choose acrobatics.
Ooh.
You can. I don't see any reason why not.
Okay. Then I get this way. 10. So I get 23.
Okay, so the both of you have succeeded against a DC 15.
So that was just a grapple check, not to do damage.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
upon hit, target is grappled.
Okay, yeah, because uncanny dodge only halves damage, so it wouldn't have an effect on that at all.
Okay, but did
But
you
he missed it anyway.
successfully?
Yeah,
You successfully, as long as you escaped the grapple, that part is what matters.
I did a backflip.
You backflipped.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Don't ruin this for me.
I think they're grappled until their turn where they can roll to get out of it.
I'm going to read this attack out loud, which is something I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it anyways. So, tendril melee attack +7 to hit, reach 50 feet, 1 creature, hit. The target is grappled, escape DC 15. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained and has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and you can't use the same tendril on another target. I interpret that based on the mechanics of a grapple, because if somebody initiates a grapple against you, you can always return.
Right,
You can
but
always
it says
attempt to
on
resist
hit
it.
target is grappled. It's your interpretation. I don't care.
Because I've already gone through the pain of
Hell yeah.
conducting this round of combat, I'm not going to reverse myself for the sake of moving forward in the span of time. And for the sake of this combat, I'm going to keep the same standard. Because I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
the only, I think that's fair. However, based on that statement, if I choose to employ this again, I may reinterpret those rules. So I'm giving myself the way out. For right now, just because of the way we've been running grapple rules, I'm going to do this just for now, because it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do you know where your children are?
Cthulhu's turn, maybe.
It's Cthulhu's turn.
Oh.
Yep, it's Cthulhu's turn.
All right.
Did a backflip.
Just do backflip and totally fucking eat shit and get knocked out for the rest of the encounter.
Cthulhu sees Carlos and is like, oh, I want to try that.
She moves this away and she casts Magic Missile as a 3rd level spell, which creates 2 extra darts.
She doesn't need to aim either. Nice.
She doesn't. It's true. So cast 3 darts initially and then 2 others, so she needs 5d4. She's going to target the main body. Oh, okay, there.
It was hidden. Probably didn't see it because you're drunk.
15 damage.
Do they get any bonus?
It's +1 per dart.
Okay.
Per dart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they rolled a 10 plus 5 is 15.
1d4 +1.
Hell yeah.
5d4 plus 1.
Well, I'm saying that's what each dart
Hang on,
does.
I'm doing math.
Oh, okay. 1d4 plus 1 times 5.
Okay,
Yes. 6,
so
9,
we're
8,
gonna.
5, 3,
we're gonna-
12.
No, I already did my math. Good luck to you. We'll do. So this is. We'll reconvene on round 2. And I have the math calculated, and because it's 10, 12, we will end it
13.
there.
Fighting for our lives.
Fighting against a roper, and I will
Oh.
myself some better homework.
Don't let it get us.
Why do they call it a rest room? I'm fighting for my life in here.
You said there was only one creature in here.
That's what it said. I didn't know what it was.
That's what it said on Google.
Google. Okay, well that's
That's what
the
Bing
session I
told me.
had planned out for this week. Isaac, is there anything you'd like to learn or reveal or discover or find out passively through your spending of time with the dudes? Not for right now, but just something I can give you for next session, because you're just gonna be hanging out with like the boys.
Good boys.
while everybody else is hiding in a cave.
Cracking open a few cold ones.
Has his mouse just been like that the entire time?
It is right now.
No.
I'm looking at it.
Well, maybe he's AFK. One way or another.
That's okay.
It's okay. Perfect.
Oh, so you
All
can
right.
draw on the table. Okay.
Yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
It's his table. Ah, he flipped it.
Oh no.
Look what you've done now.
Amazing.
How could this happen?
Now nobody gets to play D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the session's over.
D&D is canceled.
Cankellid. Well, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you folks for showing up and participating and being super awesome.
Thank you for hosty.
Roasty.
For
Yes.
Hosty.
Hell yeah. That was a good session.
It was a lot of fun. It was a good amount of fun. I am going to prepare for
Where's
myself, I
2?
guess.